Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram Ram,
Ram Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So, thank you very much everyone for coming. Last week we had a wonderful session by Grace Prasad Prabhu. How many remembered it every time you chanted? Huh? I remember it. As I was chanting every day, I was reflecting on something that Prabhuji told, right? Or rather, through Prabhuji, we all got to know. Very amazing seminar, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. We need such seminars. We need that kind of importance given to chanting. That is the whole way to progress in spiritual life, right? So that chanting session gave us a kind of feedback of where we stand, or what we are, what we are lacking behind, where we have to improve. So many things Prabhuji told, and most importantly, how to handle the mind, how to make friends with the mind. That was amazing thing. Of course, we keep hearing it. Like Prabhuji told in the beginning, I'm not going to tell you anything that you don't know. Uh, you know, but you're not giving enough attention to it, right? I think what your session did, it made us very attentive towards some things, many things actually. Thank you very much. And I highly encourage everyone sitting here, if you prepare something, you experience something nice, please come forward, let me know, and we can organize something like this. Every one of us here is capable of contributing in a very special way, right? It is going to help us, help me. This satsang is as much helpful to you as much it is helpful to me. For that matter, everybody, right? The whole process of devotion is helpful to all of us. And as long as we remember that we are here to receive more than what we can give, right? We'll actually receive. And we'll actually be able to give also. But the moment we think that, oh, I think I'm ready to only give now, right? Receiving is not my, I don't think I will receive here. A lot of times we think that, okay, if I'm going somewhere, I will receive. If I go to Vrindavan, I'll receive. If I go to Govardhan, I'll receive. If I go to Secunderabad, I'll not receive. Right? Or if I go somewhere, I don't think he's capable of giving me. Right? But if Krishna wants to give, he can give from anywhere. Right? Being very attentive to details is something that a guru also does, and something that we all also have to do. Being very attentive to details. Because Krishna is speaking to us. Krishna is very much between us. So, when I was discussing, actually I had asked a question to His Grace Gaurang Darshan Prabhu. I'll share that with you. His Grace Balgon Prabhu was there, me and he went. And I asked a question, that Prabhuji, somehow I feel that my seniors are not giving me feedback. They're only praising me some things I'm doing, but they're not giving me feedback. It's impossible that I'm not doing anything wrong. Come on. You can ask my wife how many things I do wrong. She'll tell a whole list of things I can go wrong. Sometimes she tells something that I do right also, once in a week. But, but I am doing wrong. And I admit that I'm doing wrong. How is it possible that how many of you think that you never do anything wrong? Huh? Or rather, how many think sometimes you do right? I mean, not asking, expecting you to lift your hand, but frankly, we do so many things wrong. So I asked Prabhuji that why are my seniors not telling me? So we had a laugh. Gaurang Darshan Prabhu, me and Balgon Prabhu, three of us were there. I said, Balgon Prabhu is my senior, Shiksha Guru here, and he's also not telling me any feedback. So there is something wrong here. Right? Then Prabhuji said, see Prabhu, there can be many reasons. Either you are doing many things right. I said, no Prabhu. So that's the only problem is there. Or they are very scared to tell you feedback because you will run away. You leave Krishna consciousness. Or rather, you will not accept and develop some kind of an impression on them. Or uh, they are too busy to give you feedback. They have a lot of feedback, but they're too busy. They are handling many things. So why to give him feedback? Okay, chal raha hai na? Until it boils and falls out, let me wait. It's boiling, right? Until it boils and falls, let me wait. And etc. etc. We had a good, I was telling Prabhuji, that is not good enough. How am I going to get help? Then he started discussing about, you know, how to give feedback and receive feedback. And I asked him, can you share something that you have about it? And he said, I've written a whole chapter on it in a book called Secrets of Bhakti. Then I also dwelled into uh, some other lectures from sannyasis about this topic. How do you receive feedback? How do you get feedback? Very essential in life. Very, very essential. In fact, this is a topic we can take in our offices also. Because everywhere, wherever you work, you have to give feedback. And you have to be ready to receive feedback. Otherwise, how will you improve? We always say that, right, in the office also. Arey bhaiya, you want to improve, you have to hear feedback. So the seminar today is going to deal with, it's going to create it's a 2-session seminar. I've tried to plan it like that this week and next week. It's going to deal with the mindset that we need to have, the consciousness that we need to have in both cases. When you give feedback also, receive feedback also. So I was searching for a picture when Prabhupada is giving feedback. I thought this picture is kind of, you can see that Prabhupada is like, what did he do? I don't know what Prabhupada said in this picture, but he's trying to pass, some message strongly. Right? It can be anything. It can be anything. And Prabhupada was an expert in giving feedback. Right? His feedback was so good that 108 temples opened in 8-9 years of his travel. And that would not have been possible if Prabhupada was not giving the feedback properly. Right? And people received the feedback in such a positive way that they actually followed his instructions and did miracles. But Prabhupada was very strong also. There are many times Prabhupada was very strong in giving feedback. He literally gave it, very, very clearly. That I don't like this. This cannot be accepted. This has to be done. It has to be like this. But sometimes Prabhupada also accepted feedback from God. When he was dealing with his own disciples, he also wanted to give feedback, but looking at the enthusiasm of his disciples, he felt, okay, this is my feedback. I'm getting it back from Krishna, that I have to understand it a different way. One classic example is when Prabhupada he went to the temple in San Francisco. I think it was San Francisco. He went there, and the quarters where he lives, he went to the temple to pay obeisances, and there were no deities. What? Where are the deities? It's highly unlikely. Right? Just imagine you're entering the temple and all the altar is empty. Right? Prabhupada, what happened? And somebody said, Prabhupada, they have taken Jagannath to the park because we have to be personal with God. We want to give we want to give darshan of Jagannath to everybody. Now there is a way to take it. It's not like you lift Jagannath and just go to the park there and make, just imagine what Prabhupada was dealing with. Right? And he gave strong feedback. You can't do this. This is God, Jagat ka Nath. You can't just take him to a park and, start dancing around him and say that, Hare Krishna and then. But then Prabhupada immediately took a feedback from God that Jagannath wants it. And Prabhupada said, okay, I'm getting an answer from Jagannath, I'm getting an indication from Jagannath that is asking for a Rath Yatra. Right? And that was the first Rath Yatra in San Francisco. Just see the heart of a Vaishnava. It can be the biggest mistake actually. It's the biggest mistake of taking deities out without spiritual master's permission, number one. And without any knowledge of how to do it. I mean, see, we want to do Pushpa Abhishek, we do so many Achmans and we want to make sure, things are okay. And taking deities out, out of the temple, not from home also. But Prabhupada gave the feedback, and while he was also giving the feedback, he also understood the feedback coming from God. Right? So we had to learn from Srila Prabhupada that unless we carry the consciousness of accepting and giving feedback, really accepting and giving feedback, even giving feedback is important. It's also a service to give feedback. Right? First to receive and then to give. Unless we do that, we truly cannot progress in spiritual life. Right? So often we go in front of deities. We go in front of deities and we talk to the deities. करते हैं ना? When you go home, when you're angry, when you're upset, when something went wrong, something is really not going wrong, right? We offer many prayers, but many times we speak about our struggles in life. That's what we do, right? How many times you've gone in front of deities and say, Krishna, you're really beautiful today. My feedback to you. Well, we should do that also sometimes, right? Go to the deities, speak to them, and tell them, thank you for being in my house. Thank you for allowing me to serve you in my house. And please tell me some feedback of how you are feeling. Huh? Let me do some massage to your hands and legs. I don't know. These all things are very personal, and we can. It's. We should never copy our reciprocation with God from anybody else. It should come naturally. Come naturally, right? So we do many times. We go and talk our struggles. I was just saying, we admit the same mistakes again and again. How many did that? Same mistake again and again. Just imagine what Krishna is thinking. మళ్ళీ వచ్చిండు మళ్ళీ అదే మాట మాట్లాడతాడు అదే ఏడుపు ఏడుస్తాడు. Isn't it? Go and just imagine the patience of Krishna. Sometimes I was thinking, when I did the same nonsense again, I'm going in front of Krishna. I'm like, ఇంకెక్కడ పోతాను ఆయన నీ దగ్గర చూస్తాను. Where else will I go? You are the only savior. Whom else will I go and talk? And the amazing part is, when you admit the mistake, you get a feeling that he has accepted it. And that is the greatness of God. You try to do that with anybody else, you will not get the feeling. You feel relieved. You feel relieved. That I have told it to the person I'm supposed to tell. And the person is capable of doing something to me. The person is capable of changing something in me. And that's the reason you go and tell the ఇంకెప్పుడు do something that will bring change in me. ఆ ఏడవాలి అక్కడ. Otherwise, you have to say it, and you get the feeling that he has heard it also. Hare Krishna. Yeah, you get that feeling also that you have received the feedback. Right? That's a different thing, how much we are taking the feedback or backing the feed, I don't know, like how much we are going to change after that. But be rest assured, you have done your part. Prabhuji and Mataji's going and admitting the mistakes in front of God is part of the process. And it's complete process. I'm not telling it's half complete. You have done your part. And he has heard it. And his feedback will come to us. It will come to us. And a beautiful way it will come to us. Right? So how much patient can God be? Right? If somebody has to give the best person in the whole universe to give this seminar, how to receive and give feedback, is Krishna only. Right? Who else can be better than him? And his representatives, of course. We continue to do the same offenses. Right? Actually, I was discussing with a senior devotee while I was driving him. And I told him, Prabhuji, this horrible heart is not changing. And the same things happen again and again. I don't feel like showing my face in front of devotees sometimes. What is this? He said, good Prabhu, those offenses are humbling you. They are humbling you. Not a license to do it again. Now, don't tell me that, okay, now I know what to do. I'll go and, admit it, feel dejected, feel for some time morose, and then say that, okay, I'm humble now. Okay, Trinada Pisunichana, great, I'll do the offense again. No. But yes, Krishna has a ways of humbling us, right? And we should be ready to become humbled. This whole material world is created to humble us. That's all. The whole material world is created to humble us. Where we try to do some things, we fail, or we succeed, or we miss out doing it correctly, and then we see failures, and then we admit that I messed it up. I didn't do it properly. And you become humble. And then you go to your guru, your Siksha guru, your superior, and then God, please help me. Humbling means what? To declare that God is supreme. That is being humble. That's all. To declare that the world is for God's enjoyment. That is humility. Once Bhagavan Prabhu told, humility means to stop sense gratification. I said, what? Wait a second. Humility means to stop sense gratification. How? What is the link? Very simple. Humility means to serve God, use our senses to serve God. Right? To understand that He is the enjoyer. To understand that we will find that satisfaction only when we serve Him. Arrogance means to keep aside God and enjoying it myself. So until we are doing sense gratification, that means we are not humble. We know what is humility, but we are not yet there. Right? What other prayers do you do in front of what other thing happens, right? How many agree with this? We only tell one-sided story in front of God. Don't you think He knows the second side also? You go and admit, Krishna, Parista Krishna, no, ichna vaadni ichi pelli chesinavu naaku. Masalu, Krishna, Krishna is like, nizama? నువ్వు చేసిన తక్కువనే? Have you done anything less? I know what all nonsense you have done. Very much Krishna knows what all nonsense you have done. How you have contributed to that spoiled relationship. Who gave Krishna your wife? Sorry, what did I say? Hare Krishna. Who gave your wife to you? Krishna gave. Right? Who gave your husband to you? Doesn't He know you are the perfect, you need a perfect match, and He's given the perfect, precise, piercing match to you? Did I say piercing? Yeah, it needed sometimes. It's a perfect match to humble us in this world. We came to enjoy here, right? So okay, take this. No, don't take it in a wrong sense. In the right sense also. If you make it work with that person in your life, that means you are ready to go back to Goloka. Trust me, you just have to make it work. Right? And it will take your full humility to make it work. It will take you to that point, and that is needed. Right? You might say, Prabhu, my wife is very good with me, which is good. That means Krishna chose a partner who is perfect for you in this life. That way also. And my husband is very difficult with me. That is also good. Because that is exactly needed for you to go back to Goloka. Is it really that difficult to make it work? No. Krishna, whenever you go and do these complaints in front of Him, He will actually look at you. I chose the right person for you. You are messing it up. You are not hearing. You are not understanding the person whom I have given to you. You are not putting an effort to understand also. You are rejecting. In fact, for that matter, everybody who comes in your life has come for a reason, Re Baba. You think you are perfect? No, you are not. Once, when Mataji and Prabhuji went in front of my Guru Maharaj, as well as Radhanath Swami Maharaj, Mataji was saying, I cannot tolerate this person, Maharaj. I cannot tolerate. Enough is enough, Maharaj. And the husband was, I cannot tolerate this lady. Maharaj, whatever you say. And Maharaj looked at both. I cannot tolerate both of you. But I am tolerating both of you. Guru is tolerating more than what we think we are tolerating each other. Isn't it? So many mistakes. repeated mistakes, repeatedly we are doing. And what do we expect? We expect to be forgiven and honored. Not only forgiven, honored also. Right? See the amount of ego that we carry, that the regret actually is not there. We admit the mistake to make sure the person continues to honor me. And then, let me repeat this. We admit the mistake to ensure that the opposite person continues to honor me. I did a mistake. ఒప్పుకుంటా సారీ చెప్తున్నా కదా చెప్పిన కదా సారీ ఇన్నావా సారీ సారీ ఓకేనా ఓకే ఇప్పుడు చెప్పు you just make sure that you can continue your sense gratification. And the opposite person is also like that only. Just imagine the combination that comes into play. Right? That's why, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj says, sometimes I wonder how two false egos are living under the same roof. And they give birth to another two false egos. And they marry them to another two false egos. And 6 false egos together. Oh my God. Unless we bring Krishna in the center, it's not possible. It's not possible. At least we have somebody to go and admit. Right? Sometimes when I look at non-devotees, I'm like, how much are you missing in life? Right? You come to satsang, you learn so many things, then you go home, you start contemplating, like we contemplated after last week's session about our chanting, Like that, you all will also go back and contemplate when you have the next fight, right? When you have the next battle in your house or in the office. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to think about it? Should I accept it? Should I reject it? Should I correct it? Should I live with it? Should I give up? So one-sided story in front of Krishna. We promise to change each time. Isn't it? You go in front of Krishna and say, అయిపోయింది Krishna, ఇదే last step. Do you feel that Krishna is, when you do that, do you feel Krishna is going to insult you or going to punish you or anything? No. Because he knows. He knows. Just like when a child goes and admits his mistake in front of God, in front of his father or mother knows. నాకు తెలుసురా నీ వల్ల ఇప్పుడు కాదు కొంచెం ఆగు. I know. Don't worry. God knows it. We ask for help and then forget him. Right? Many times we go, we tell, please give me the help. And when the help comes, we forgot why he came. Why that thing has come in my life. We often forget it. We don't see the relationship between I asked for it and somebody has come in my life to give it, but I can't see that this person has come because I asked for it. We have to be very observative regarding this. It actually works. Sometimes you remember that. We all, some instances in our life, somebody comes and does something or says something and then you immediately, thank you Krishna. You heard my prayer. Right? Positive or negative way, whichever way it comes. We ask for strength to surrender, but we don't surrender. But it is good. You ask for it. Right? One part of it you have done. Prabhuji, this is the story of every conditioned living being. And many more things. Does Lord Krishna give us the feedback when we admit our position in front of him? Does he give the feedback? Have you heard the feedback? Directly. Huh? He kept his murli aside. Rara, puso. No. Why he doesn't give you feedback? Because he already knows everything. Inkem cheptadu telusu. This fellow will take another 2 million births to stop eating onion garlic. He already knows. Or this fellow will take another 10 million lives to chant one mantra properly. That is his tendency. So much independence he has, so much this has. Right? He already knows. So, in a way, he patiently listens us and sees our determination. He just sees our determination. Okay, he's willing to change. He's willing to change. No, but yes, he sends the feedback through his devotees, provided we go to satsang. Right? Whenever you did not go to satsang, remember, there was some feedback that came, you didn't receive it. Because he arranged for it. He gave the answer to another devotee, like he gave the answer to Udayanand Prabhu, what he has to tell me, right? And I did not go and meet him. He was giving a class, I didn't go and attend it. Khatam, finish. Why a class? Even I didn't. Now we both are here and he wants to tell me something. He comes to me and I'm like, Prabhuji, kal baat karenge kya? Or something like that. I didn't receive the feedback. It comes. Prabhuji, Krishna speaks through his devotees. He speaks through his devotees. And very much he speaks through his devotees. Right? Provided we are actually willing to receive it. That should be the consciousness we should carry. Satsang is the only place where Krishna speaks to us. Wherever you are going, if you stop going to satsang, especially if you are sitting online, how will he talk to you? నేను చెప్పి వినబడుతున్నదా చెప్పు వినబడదు. This means I'm giving feedback, not receiving feedback. అంతే కదా. I abuse them so much, still they attend. But the point is, I'm trying to tell you, you have to be receptive. Krishna has given you 2 legs and 2 hands. Use those legs to come to satsang. Other next life you'll have 4 legs. Right? Balavan Prabhu says, many times he tells, we have 2 choices. Either to get 4 hands or 4 legs in next life. If you serve Krishna properly, he'll give you 4 hands in Vaikuntha. Or he'll give 4 legs. Right? You offend devotees, you'll get 6 legs, spider. Going around houses, I don't know. Caterpillar, spider, centipede, whatever. So the point is very simple. We have to have the consciousness that every day is there, I'm still alive to receive feedback. This material world is a school to teach us. Yeah, we preach others, but actually this material world is to teach us through the preaching also. Right? In our devotional life, every day we are learning. I'm also learning. Every single day, everybody is learning. As long as we have that attitude, as long as we remember, then where is the question of complaining? Prabhuji, this is not happening good in my life, Prabhuji, this is not happening. I mean, that is what is the material world made for. It's a school. Material world is a school to learn, not a park to enjoy. Right? Often that is a mistake we make. Why people are frustrated in life? They are expecting to enjoy. Prabhuji, anni manchi chestunna Prabhuji. నేను అన్ని మంచి చేస్తున్నా ఆయన ఇదేంటి ప్రభుజీ. అరే బాబు, దానికే తయారు చేసిండ్రు, అర్థం కావట్లేదు నీకు ఎన్నిసార్లు చెప్పినా. రైట్? లైక్ ప్రభుజీ వాజ్ ఇన్సిస్టింగ్ లాస్ట్ వీక్, ఐఎమ్ ద జపా, మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్, బిగ్గెస్ట్ sacrifice, that is my japa, my name japa. Until then I did not really focus on those words. In the same way, let us focus on the word dukkhalayam. We tell this, right? First thing we preach people is that only. Poor people, they come to hear about Sukhalayam, we tell them Dukkhalayam. How? Right? but how much are we believing in it? It is Dukkhalayam, Baba. This material world is only going to make us miserable. And we should be ready to receive it. Right? But still we try to compete in that also. Foolish people are those people who try to compete to find enjoyment in this material world. Is that not? Huh? I want a promotion. I want an increment. Just imagine when Yamaraj is looking at you and you are telling, I want a promotion, I'm not getting. What is Yamaraj thinking? Huh? Huh? Rara. Oh, no. Just think about it. What is Krishna thinking when you say, I'm not getting promotion, you're crying in the office? Now it's March, all of your promotions are due. Or appraisals are due. Wife is telling, get more money, it's not sufficient. It will never be sufficient, trust me. Huh? And what are you thinking? Oh, I should make progress. Today morning in Bhagavatam class also I gave that example. Again I'll give. The other day I was going in traffic. One fellow was honking from behind. Bam, 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 bam. He was honking. New MG car he bought. I could see that. It's a new, brand new car. And car is horror. Bam, bam, bam. Near Gachibowli signal. You know. And I'm like, I have stopped my car. The front of me, that bus is also stopped. Left, right, everybody is stopped. This fellow is honking at me. I'm like, what? What am I supposed to do? Right? Should I? Then I realized there is 6 meter space between me and the bus. And that fellow, he somehow sneaked and overtook me in that thing. And he went into that gap. He perfectly placed his car in between me and the bus. And he looked at me. I looked at him. ఏంది నీ బాధ ఏంది వాడన్నాడు ఓ పిచ్చోడా అని వాడన్నాడు నేను నువ్వు పిచ్చోడురా బట్ ఇఫ్ యూ లుక్ ఎట్ ద థింగ్ రైట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ యువర్ మెటీరియల్ కండిషన్ మెటీరియల్ లైఫ్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ us are stuck in the damn signal. It's already red there. Even though he overtook me, he is also stopped there, right? He overtook me and what is he doing? Is he flying like this? He is also stopped there. He just overtook me 6 meters. Right? And he fit himself there and he's looking at me, she'll do the right thing. They're like, come on, it's a red signal there. If the red signal comes out, then we all will go. Next birth. Signal to signal. Right? That's all it is. But look at the mind. What is the mind telling? Make progress. Go ahead. You should not be satisfied with what you have. Why should I wait here when there is 6 meter space in front of me? Hare Rama. Just imagine. And one fellow is trying to, wheel his bike to go on the footpath. He's going on the footpath, towards the Gachibowli signal. And do what? That traffic police will be standing there. Ra. He'll get a challan for that. No doubt about it. Right? Or maximum, he'll go through the signal. First person to go. Actually, F1 racing is always there every day in India. Isn't it? At signal. I want to be the first person to come out. Right? My God, what a race happens. Huh? And we all enjoy, don't we? Every single fellow here. But that is material life. That is material life. You are trying to go ahead, but you know that there is a red signal in front of you. What is the big deal? That's what Prabhupada said. What are the 4 combinations? Lazy fool, busy intelligent, lazy intelligent. What is the combination that Prabhupada preferred the most or wanted us to be? Lazy intelligent. Sometimes have fun with it, like just stop. Next time you go to the signal, just stop 6 meters before and just relax. And you see the frustration of people around you. How dare you stop 6 meters away? Right? And that reflection, when you look at them, who are trying to sneak in that 6 meters in front of you, that's exactly how Krishna is looking at us when we try to make material progress. When we are so honored for our material achievements, Krishna will also look at it like that. Right? When will this fellow get some intelligence? Does it mean we should not be competitive? Be lazy intelligent. Intelligent, but be a little lazy. It's okay. Which is the most deadliest combination? Software employees. Busy fools. Right? Busy fools. Right? Busy intelligence also a big dangerous combination. I will develop a new artificial intelligence and that is my goal of life and things are changing and I have achieved something. I'll also chant my Krishna. Then I'll do that artificial data science and this and that. I have created a company which is going up and this and that. And then what is Krishna thinking? Choda, ఏం చేస్తున్నావు? I have given you real intelligence. Why are you after artificial intelligence? Just use your time for doing the right thing. Do it enough. Who is trying to? Why are you trying to create an artificial world using artificial intelligence and trying to feel that you achieved something in life? You have not achieved anything in life. You have wasted your most precious time trying to create something that's anyway going to go. It's anyway going to go. Every little thing in this material world is going to go one day. The question is, what will be your attitude when that is going? That is the only question. Right? What will be your attitude? What are you going to do? How are you going to react when it is taken away? Hmm? So, receiving feedback and working on it is an art which requires humility, honesty, and sincerity. Right? These are the words of Gaurang Darshan Prabhu actually. I took from the book. In today's presentation, I'll say 70% content is coming from his article and 30% I've added on top of that. Giving feedback for someone's mistakes also is an act which requires responsibility, maturity, and a well-wishing heart. Right? Have you seen Prabhupada's signature anytime? Yeah? Your ever well-wisher, AC Bhaktivedanta Swami. Wow, what a signature, isn't it? Amazing. Can anybody try to force the signature? In your dreams also you can't do that. Try doing it, like this, like this, like this, like this. You can't. So that's why Mahajanosa Gatasapanta. Don't try to imitate, try to follow. Right? Including his signature. People try to copy signatures. Right? I want the most um, variety signature. That nobody else. When I was doing my audit days, I was doing my CA audit times. There used to be one person in Badrachalam paper boards. I forgot his name. Every time he used to sign, he used to tear the paper. I used to print a schedule. Schedules we had to print before, taking the signature. So go and give him the signature. He'll do like this. He'll do. Why are you doing that? He has to pull the ball pen in such a way the paper will tear. Then I got very annoyed. What kind of signature is this? I was like, just finished my intermediate and, just finished my degree, 22-year-old, 21-year-old, something like that. And then I was like, what is this? Then I went to my senior. He said, don't you know? You have to keep 10 papers below and take it to him. Then the paper will not tear. So he gave an example, how to handle that person's signature. We also should know how to handle such kind of events in our life by going to our seniors. It might look like the most weirdest thing to do or weirdest thing that has happened to us. But trust me, somebody already has encountered it. If you go to Google and write your problem, you'll get so many hits that since 2020 people are suffering like that. Or 1995 people are suffering like that. You are not the first one to suffer. Right? Then you are, oh my God, okay. So how did they handle it? Right? Okay, now let's take some examples. There are 4 combinations of feedback givers and feedback receivers. One is good combination. That means feedback giver is also good, feedback receiver is also good. Good bad combination. Feedback giver is good, receiver is not in a good state of mind. And bad good combination. Feedback giver doesn't have good intentions while he's giving it, but the person receiving it has received it amazingly. Right? Of course, the perfect is bad combination. Both of them are irritated with each other. He's giving feedback, and the person receiving also doesn't want it. Right? So we will go through some instances of, I'll send this PPT to everybody. Don't worry. It will come in your WhatsApp. You can make notes, but, don't have to repeat the whole thing.
You're saying it's all from a spiritual relationship context.
Yeah. Not only spiritual, even material. Ultimately, there is nothing called spiritual and material too. Our behavior in spiritual, behavior in material, both need to change. When it changes here, it will automatically reflect there also.
I'm asking this perspective because
Can somebody pass the mic to mic? Where's the mic? Yeah. Is it working? Take the other one.
Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
Prabhu, I'm asking this from a perspective because many times I've observed when you are dealing with devotees, when you are giving a feedback of something, they are also in a right frame of mind to take it. Because they are all trying to practice humility and kind of things. But when you are dealing with material in office or other places and all, the other person do not want to receive the feedback.
Yeah.
Or they don't want to take it. So their reaction is very different.
Yeah.
So that's why I see a array of difference between when we're trying to deal with devotees or when we're trying to deal with outside.
Yeah. No,
From that perspective,
you're right. You're right. The possibility of the devotee receiving feedback is higher as compared to outside. But even in devotional line, you will see that many don't want to receive feedback. Yeah, because we all meet in a satsang, and we are coming here already in a mind frame to hear, right? So we will naturally be receptive, but may not be accepting. Sometimes devotees receive feedback, but deep inside, they behave outside that they're receiving feedback, but actually they're not receiving feedback. But that's also okay. At least they have heard. But what you said is right, probably. Yeah.
Because devotees most of the times could be wrong.
Yeah, no.
They start with the sentence saying that please forgive me.
Yeah.
But would you do that in an office when you are talking with other people? Would you start a sentence, please forgive me?
Actually,
I am
Prabhuji.
mistaken. I am sorry.
Yeah.
It is my mistake. Like that. When we are dealing again in other circles, we don't start with please forgive me, Prabhu.
Yeah.
But in devotees, we start with that kind of a sentence, just making sure that you are not annoying the other person or you are not displeasing the other person. To the extent possible, you want it to be as careful as possible with the choice of words and mood and the method which you are telling and everything. But I know you several times you said you cannot have duplicate behavior with devotees and outside.
Yeah.
But I'm just seeing this kind of a difference. So I want
No, it is there. It is there.
Your perspective. I want to listen from you.
Yeah, no, it is there, Prabhuji. What you said is true. But Prabhuji, our goal should be, it should be the same behavior. And we can actually do that. And Prabhuji, again, another thing, I'll tell an instance. In New Jersey it happened, in Tobacco Temple. Very initial days in my Krishna conscious life. Govind Prabhu and Gaurang Prabhu used to come to give seminars once in a year. They would come to that temple Tobacco and they would give seminar. And the whole congregation of East Coast would come there. Different temples, Boston, New York, New Jersey, all the way down. They all would fly there. And so we drove. And we were there. And in a park between the seminar, Gaurang Prabhu was sitting on a bench. And 10, 12 devotees came and they were like, and just trying to hear from Prabhuji, informal conversation. And one devotee came, he paid obeisances, he looked at Prabhuji and, Prabhuji, your mercy, Prabhu. I mean, like, amazing, Prabhu, you are coming here to give your mercy and we are here to receive it, Prabhu. And, it's so amazing, like, you're telling, and it was going on and on and on. And Gaurang Prabhu just looked at him, where did you learn these words? That he asked him, where did you learn these words? It was not sarcastic, and everybody laughed, including him. So Prabhuji, often going and telling please forgive me is also not a good sign that you are carrying a right attitude. We don't have to when we don't mean to. But yeah, it becomes a practice looking at each other, like when you come to satsang, I think this is how things work here. Better tell sorry in beginning only. But that's not the way it works. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. Yeah, Arjuna also told sorry to Krishna. After seeing the Virat Roop, he said, I'm sorry. I was sleeping beside you. I was talking beside you. I'm not knowing who are you. And he actually meant it. But we should actually, be very respectful in material dealings also. And personally I've seen, when I'm frank enough to admit, the opposite person is very receptive. And it may have some, he might see it as a weakness. But sometimes we have to leave it to Krishna also. Let me be in my best behavior and let's see what will happen. Right? And the more, but I'm telling you, Prabhuji, I'll tell you, I have also seen devotees who are very humble and in their dealings very respectful inside the satsang. And when they go outside, it's like the quota of this also, quota of that also. Double quota goes to the outside fellow. And he's like, why are you talking like this? Even non-devotees won't talk like that. I was sharing this with Prasad the other day. My God, I'm like, cool down. No. Like, how dare this? Would you do that with devotees? No. And for that matter, why to non-devotees and devotees? In your house, how you deal with your spouse? How you deal with devotees here? And how you deal with your spouse? Huh? Paka, 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 you shout and go. Or you do some things. I mean, we have to reflect on that. We have to reflect on that. What am I doing? Go tell sorry. When that Mataji came, what is her name? Mataji and Prabhuji, they came, no? Sorry. Adikeshi Prabhu, Prem Lila Mataji. She told an amazing point. Who is telling sorry most of the time between husband and wife? He is a humble person or she is a humble person. Doesn't mean just say, sorry. That's not the point. Actually trying to rejoin it. Actually trying to rebuild. Actually trying to break the silence. Actually trying to make sure it works. The one person who is telling sorry has understood Krishna conscious philosophy better. It means, to tell sorry is not a normal thing. At the same time, telling sorry is needed, but that's not a license to continue also. But still the opposite person should understand that he is at least making an attempt. Because I am a Rakshasa or I am a Rakshashi, still is coming and telling sorry to me. I am sorry. Right? He is trying to make it work. Neni Rakshashi toti battanu. Neni Rakshashi toti battanu. At least he is making an attempt or she is making an attempt. Appreciate that. If you can't see that, then what are you seeing in life? Right? See what the opposite person is trying to do and contemplate on what you can do so the opposite person is happy. Like today only, was it today? My wife was playing a video of Nitai Sevani Mataji. Beautiful point she made. That in relationship, your husband likes to eat. And you both came to Krishna consciousness. And it's Ekadashi. And you know that he likes to eat. His Jataragni is always burning. Whatever. He wants to eat. Now you go to him and say, Ekadashi రోజు కూడా బుద్ధి లేదా ఇంటలేవా చూస్తలేవా ఈ రోజు కూడా తింటావా అంటే వాట్ నాన్ సెన్స్ he likes to eat, you don't like to eat, that's your thing, but he likes to eat. Why are you embarrassing him and making him like miserable? And what kind of feeling he'll carry? Actually you are shouting at him because your mind is shouting at you that you are not eating. That is the problem. Because if your mind is calm, you'll just make one nice sabudana bhaji and give it to him. He'll also feel, my wife is understanding me. And he himself will tell, Udduleve, next time Niku, Ekadashi రోజు నిన్ను disturb చేస్తున్నా. Let us try to settle, I'll only eat fruits. But what are it? You are fueling your arrogance in the name of renunciation on others. It's better you eat on Ekadashi, than becoming double angry on the day of Ekadashi. People become more angry on Ekadashi, you see that? On Pandav Nirjal Ekadashi, don't go and meet people, I'm telling you. My God, they can murder you also. Because when you don't eat, your senses are starving. And you are trying to be renounced. And the opposite fellow is,
So no satsanga Pandav
I mean, like, you really have to be careful. Really have to be careful. Yeah, I am very careful on people, in my house also, on Ekadashi day. Because renunciation which is not driven with proper devotion can only lead to frustration. It will only lead to frustration. And there was one Prabhuji who told, very senior Prabhupada disciple, he told, better eat on Ekadashi and chant your rounds properly than chanting your rounds as if you are eating the mantra. What is the point? Tinu. Next day morning, Dwadashi morning, Bhagavatam class will be like unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? You keep your renunciation to yourself. Why are you trying to push that in the name of devotion? So I don't know why I went in the direction, but point is, our dealings with others have to be respectful at all times. Amananiya manadena. We have to reach that state, Prabhu. Otherwise, we can't go back to Goloka. You are being very good with devotees and you are being horrible with your spouse, with your children, with your family, with your colleagues. Krishna will tell, until you finish the job, you have to stay there. That's duplicity. It is. But next day morning, you can go to Krishna and say, yesterday also I messed up. Yesterday also I messed up. What to do? Krishna will tell, no worries. No worries. Next life I'll give you an even better spouse. Don't worry. Until we get corrected. It's not easy. Sitting here I'm speaking. I'm sure everyone here can come and sit and give better speech than me on this topic. And I can sit there and hear all of you. Right? We have to learn from each other. When we look at spouses who are actually happy sharing good relationship, that amazes us. I came to Krishna consciousness not hearing the philosophy, Prabhu. I'm telling you. I saw a wonderful couple. And I told them, I want me and my wife to become like you. That's what I told my Siksha Guru. First session, when I was sitting in Boston, I will not go into that, how I came to KC. That's not the point. But after giving the whole class, he asked everybody, okay, what is your feedback? And the class was on anger management. I don't know why he chose the topic. And everybody else was sitting down except me. I was sitting on a couch. Because I don't want to hear any religion. My wife forced me to come to the class. Like, no way. I was sitting there. But amazing thing that I saw there is when he was singing, his wife was doing mridanga and he was holding kartal and his wife was doing mridanga and his little son Gauranga was dancing in between both of them. And I have not seen this anywhere in Nalgonda Reddy community. I have not seen. Right? I have not seen it that's my community. But I have not seen that anywhere. And when he asked the feedback, everybody was saying, Prabhuji, your comment on anger is good, comment on this is good, that is good. Finally, when it came to me, you know what I told? How arrogant I am, you can know now. I told him, I didn't hear your lecture. Can you believe it? Would anybody say that? ఎంత దౌర్భాగ్యం అంటే నేను మై శిక్షా గురు హిస్ గ్రేస్ శ్రీనివాసాచార్య ప్రభు gave the lecture for 1.5 hours and arrogantly, humbly he is asking me as if I'm a top, give your feedback. And what is the feedback? I didn't hear your lecture. Right? These are the exact words. And till now I feel so bad about it. How could I say that? And he just laughed. He's a very humble and very gentle person. He just laughed. And then I told, I didn't hear your lecture, but I watched both of you, you and your wife. Publicly I'm telling that. Adi kuda. It's not a personal. That 20 people, 15 people, something like that. Right? And I watched both of you. There is an amazing relationship between you and your wife. I don't know what's happening between both of you, but I want that in my family. And that's what I learned from this satsang. Please tell me how I can become like you. No, I wanted my whatever I wanted out of that. And then, of course, I sat in the class, looked at both of them and also heard philosophy. And I'm repeating it in front of all of you now. But what matters is relationship. And that is the biggest driver. See, after attending these satsangs, after hearing all these things, and you go back and repeat the same thing in your house, in your office, what is the point, Re Baba? What are we trying to achieve? Prasad Pro? Last year, Rajaram Pro? What did you achieve? Dealings between devotees. Dealings between devotees.
Let's move one step further.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
One step further.
Yeah, little bit. Dealings between devotees. Very important. You together are working on a festival. Right? You together are working on a festival. Do you want it to be respectful or what are you trying to achieve? Prabhujis and Matajis. It's good to not do the festival than do the festival and fight in the whole community. I said, don't do what is the purpose of doing a festival? Coming together and telling Krishna that we are all together to serve you. But with your arrogance, you deal with other devotees in the same community in a way, knowingly that it is giving pain to them, and then you say that we have done this festival successfully. What did you do? What message did you send to Krishna? Tell me. Will Krishna enjoy that festival? Of course, you can't please all devotees. But genuinely, you have a choice of working with the devotee. He is an introvert, you are extrovert. You are a initiative taker, he is an initiative follower. You are a Kshatriya, he is a Shudra. Shudra means who just follows. If you expect the following person to be the person who is initiating and he is not doing, and then you say, or she is not doing, and say, waste, 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 waste. And Krishna is like, if Krishna tells we are waste, 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 what is our waste? Tell me. Where are we going? Krishna knows all our, but still he makes us work together. Somehow he is trying to bring us back. Right? But we don't think about this project. Because you know what is arrogance? It will tell us that I am right. And that is why you need to go to satsang to hear from a senior, discuss it with a senior that something is wrong with me. My dealing is wrong. We can do 1,000 Janmashtamis, 1,000 Rath Yatras, 1,000 this, 1,000 that, and the whole world will praise us also. But if Krishna is not happy with us, Shrama Evahi, done. You can do one Rath Yatra with only one person with you and go back to Goloka. Right? Only one person. One person is doing it in Ramantapur. I don't know if he's doing it even now. He's a security guard. He's a security guard who works for 10,000-12,000 rupees without a leave. You know that? I'm talking a 10 years old story. He comes to Abbott's temple, attends the Bhakti Riksha. Nobody knows him. And one day when I was in Rath Yatra in Abbott's temple, he came and gave me a card. He said, Prabhuji, whenever you can, please come and attend our Rath Yatra. I said, you're also doing Rath Yatra? I said, yes, I'm doing Rath Yatra. Then one more devotee told me about him. Amazing. He's a security guard. He doesn't get a leave. There is no leave. It's actually an unfortunate thing. People take advantage of labor laws and they do all this nonsense outside. If he takes a leave, his salary is deducted. He takes 2 leaves every month. 2 leaves. First Ekadashi, second Ekadashi. And he is a rickshaw. You know a rickshaw, right? Pulley rickshaw, cycle rickshaw. Something like that he has. He has Jagannath in his house. He keeps Jagannath on the rickshaw and his wife plays the kartal. He is pulling the rickshaw and chanting Jagannath's Jai Jagannath and Jai Hare Krishna mantra. And he has puffed rice. Puffed rice, bongulu. Right? He puts some masala into it, offers it to Jagannath, and it has Rath Yatra every Ekadashi Prabhu. Every Ekadashi. He and his wife. Is Jagannath on that rickshaw? Yes. He is on that rickshaw. And he is enjoying. And he just walks around. I don't know, 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever time. He goes gully to gully. Jai Jagannath, Jai. తీసుకోండి Jagannath ప్రశాంత్ తీసుకోండి మిమ్మల్ని చూడడానికి వచ్చిండు తీసుకోండి. He's a security guard. Somebody does like this at your gate and you are a qualified IIT. ఇంత టైం తీసుకుంటారు తొందర తీయండి gate. Like that. He might be one of those who is just doing like this. But Krishna is watching him and Krishna is watching us. That is the heart of a devotee. And they are wonderful devotees around us. We might tell Prabhuji, Gachibowli Satsang, we are doing 22 Rath Yatras, 32 Rath Yatras, 108 Rath Yatras. What he is doing in the Rath Yatra that we should do at least once in life. At least once in our life, that Rath Yatra I want to do. Where, without any expectation, I am just taking Krishna out with full enthusiasm. And I am printing cards and telling people, can you join us, can you join us? And there are some people looking at him, they join him in that Rath Yatra. To whatever extent he goes, they go with him. I wish you can see that devotee. He is 5 feet tall, lean. I don't know how he got security guard on the lighter side. But such a humble person.
If it still happens, maybe we should.
Huh?
If it still happens, maybe we should.
Yeah, I think I'll try to find out. If I can find him in these days. I've not seen him. Today also I was in the temple. Eh, Many times when I try to remember, I try to search for him. I want to touch his feet because he knows he's going back. Jagannath is going back. Jagannath will take him back. Right? Prabhuji, I'm not saying we have to go to that situation, but in our best situation, we should do Rath Yatra in that consciousness. Whatever works, happily I will take all devotees with me. And Jagannath will be very happy. Whether 5 people attend, 5,000 people attend. Right? My consciousness should be, I am fortunate to do Rath Yatra. I am fortunate to take Krishna out of my home and show him to the whole world. I am fortunate, extremely fortunate. Right? As long as we carry that feeling, then Krishna will actually give the feedback. Right? And the feedback will, when we chant Krishna's names, we will see Krishna dancing on our tongue. Right? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Yes, with our intelligence, with our influence, with our everything that Krishna has given, with our skills, we should take positions which can help ISKCON grow, which can help our satsang grow, which can help this community grow. But while we are growing everything, we should also grow in our consciousness. Right? Anyway, got diverted a little. So examples of good giver and good receiver. Many examples. I'll show few and then I'll ask everybody. You also can also give. From Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Chaitanya Charitamrita mainly. Right? Dhruva Maharaj fighting with Yakshas for the death of his brother Uttama. Right? And grandfather Swayambhu Manu advised him not to kill the entire Yakshas for the fault of one. And he asked him to seek forgiveness from Kuvera. Now, you all know who is Dhruva Maharaj. Not ordinary. At the age of 5, he took darshan of Narayan. Narayan touched his head with his conch and he recited the best of the prayers. He got everything that he needs to receive at the age of 5. Right? And then Narayan made him the king of Dhruvaloka. He said, you have to serve. You asked for it, you have to serve. But it is very much part of my spiritual world. You can stay there, continue to. So what is there? What is there to achieve after you have taken darshan of God? But see what can happen, how much we can do wrong. If somebody thinks, Prabhu, I cannot do anything wrong. Every time, Dhruva also did something wrong. Even after darshan of Narayan, he could not control his anger. How is it possible? Right? This kind of stories should actually humble us. What is my current state? His brother Uttama went to Himalayas and he was killed by one of the Yakshas. One of the Yakshas killed him. Bhagavatam doesn't say what happened between him and the Yaksha. He died. It could have been any incident. And he got so angry on Yakshas, he took the Dhanush from Naranarayan Rishi, not an ordinary Dhanush, and he goes there and he was like completely finishing the race of Yakshas. I mean, like, nobody would do that. Right? Because you killed my brother, he just went on and Yakshas were attacking and he was what a warrior he was. Alone. If you read the Bhagavatam tale of Yakshas fighting with Dhruva, it is so graphic. Because Yakshas are mystic people. Mystically they can produce lot of weapons and lot of energies and push it on you and you would not even, they would disappear and appear. Right? They would throw all filthy things on you like stool and urine and pus and blood and they'll just throw it on you like, you're still fighting and then he'll throw fire on you, then you throw it. It was a very fierce battle. And that fierceness increased the anger in Dhruva and he started fighting a battle in such a way that he was going to finish the race of Yakshas. And Yakshas all come, they all report, they are part of Kuvera's kingdom. And Kuvera is a devotee. And Swayambhu Manu, father of Brahma, son of Brahma, comes there and says, "Hey Dhruva, what are you doing?" If you read the conversation, he explains that Dhruva, you have taken darshan of God. Don't you understand that if anything has to happen, it will happen with the sanction of God? Where is God in your dealing? This is the feedback he gives. What a feedback. He's not telling stop fighting, it's not good. No, he's telling, Arey, where is, if your brother Uttama has died, don't you think God has sanctioned him? Don't you think there is a plan of God? If you have seen Narayan and Narayan is the cause of all causes, yes, what happened is wrong, but one person did it. Why are you forgetting? Why are you forgetting the role of Narayan in this? Please go and seek forgiveness from Kuvera. And this feedback, when it was being given, Kuvera is watching. And Kuvera was impressed. By what? Even though he killed so many yakshas, Kuvera is impressed that how beautifully he took the feedback. In that moment when you are fighting, when you are completely doing, in that moment the feedback is coming, and in that moment he stops, understands, message of God has come through his grandfather, and immediately he stops. I did a mistake. Oh Krishna. True humility is you accept your mistake and you, with folded hands, you actually go and admit it. And the moment he admitted it, Kuvera became so happy that, hey Dhruva, this is why you got Narayan's darshan. Narayan doesn't give darshan to anybody and everybody. You have a heart like that, where you are ready to change your heart. Even in that situation, he changed his heart. Prabhuji, when we are angry and the feedback is coming, in that anger, we can't take the feedback. Anger is one word away from danger. Just add D to anger, it is danger. That's all. Right? But we should develop that quality and see anger as actually anartha. Anger is anartha. What are the three gates to hell? Lust, anger and greed. Anger is a, if you are becoming angry in your house, for whosoever mistake, it can be a repeated mistake of your child, it can be a repeated mistake of your spouse, who is going to hell? They or you? You. You are opening a gate to hell by becoming angry. Accept it. Reflect on it. Right? Raising your voice. Is it a good thing? Raising your voice? Urkurke, pratidanki. No. Speaking whatever that comes to you. I'll just speak like this. He is my spouse only, na? He is my father only, na? He is my brother only, na? I'll just speak. Because he is the one. Can you dare to behave like that in the satsang? Even for 1 minute, if you behave like that, of course, devotees will forgive you. But can you do that? No. This is why we are still here in Gachibowli. We have not gone to Goloka. Because we are like that. We have to admit. Right? Applies to me also. Of course, more to me. When I was making this presentation, I was actually thinking, my God, so many things I'm doing messing up in life. Right? But it's our choice. We give the lecture. Now, lecture you want to immediate any point let's just say. Taku. If you hold anger, your hand will burn. It is not the opposite person. You will burn. What are you doing in the house? Two folded hands. Anger. Pratidanki anger. Lecture ఇచ్చినప్పుడు శాంతి. But చేసేది అక్కడ వాంతి. Where will you get Krishna with that behavior? Another example. Good giver and good receiver. Bhagavad Gita. Krishna and Arjuna. How he gave. After telling all his complaints and after telling so many points, intelligent points which none of us can tell. If you go and ask your, wife and husband, why are you fighting? What intelligent points they'll give, tell me? ఏం ఇంటెలిజెంట్ పాయింట్లు ఉంటాయి? ఏముండవు అక్కడ. Right? But Arjuna, he gives so many intelligent points. I will not do the fight because I'm compassionate. I will not do the fight because I don't want to see blood. I don't want to see, so much destruction of dynasty. I know elders will be gone. Women will be polluted. What kind of points, right, Baba? Have you ever thought, if I shout in my house, women will be polluted? Or this will happen to my kingdom? Or this will happen to my house? No, we shout like, without even thinking many things. But Arjuna gave such a nice points. And after giving all these points, what is the first Krishna's reaction? Repeat after me. O son of Pritha, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. Can you see that sentence? Degrading, that itself is demeaning. Impotence. My God, this is the first sentence of Krishna, second chapter. Then also is asochyam anosochasvam prajnavadam subhasche. Gatashuna gatashumcha nanu sochanti pandita. Pedda panditudu. Why is he using pandita? Krishna, when he wants to be sarcastic, nobody can be better than him. ఓ చాస్టైజర్ మొత్తం లేపుతున్నాడు. అంటే మన తెలంగాణలో చెప్తారు, మంచి ఇట్లా పౌడర్ వేసి నూనె పెట్టి చెప్పాలి పడతారు హార్డ్ అనేసి. కృష్ణ ఇస్ వెరీ ఎక్స్పర్ట్ ఇన్ దట్. ఓ చాస్టైజర్ ధనంజయ, దిస్, ఓ దట్. ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఫెలో, వాట్ ఆర్ యూ స్పీకింగ్? It is so demeaning to you to give this kind of arguments, Arjuna, that too on the battlefield. When we both have here come, you understand what is dharma, you know what is your duty, I am your charioteer, we are very much ready to do the battle. What kind of impotent, degrading words are you speaking? What a feedback. And what is the answer to that feedback? Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava prachami tvam dharma samoola cheta yad shreyascha nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyasya teham shadi mam tvam prapannam. What a answer he gave to the feedback. What a giver of feedback and what a receiver of feedback. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple, Krishna. I am a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. Are we wanting to become like Arjuna? We are supposed to become. Shankaracharya is telling, Daukta Gopala Nandana, Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta. Right? He is Partha. He is asking the questions, receiving the answers for all of us. We are just supposed to read Bhagavad Gita. We can't ask the intelligent questions like Arjuna. Even questions we can't ask intelligently. He did that part also. See how prepared is Krishna for Kali Yuga. Questions also given, answers also given. మీ వల్ల దానికంటే ఎక్కువ కాదు. All questions asked. Complete scripture. That is why Shankaracharya is telling, Eko Shastra Devaki Putra Gitam. Only one scripture is enough. You don't have to go and speculate here and there. One is enough. And Arjuna so beautifully is receiving the feedback. Amazing. And what is the feedback finally? Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshashyami ma shucha. Repeat after me. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Do not fear. Wow. But we always are fearful. I am so fearful. Many times my wife tells me, you are very fearful. You get tense for everything. Something that I learned from her. She is never fearful. No, I mean, really, some part, like we should see something that we can take, right? Being fearful means you are actually forgetting Krishna. Being fearful means we are forgetting Krishna. And not being fearful means we are depending on Krishna. Even a mental fellow is not fearful. There is a difference. Right? అది అట్లా కాదు నేను నాట్ బీయింగ్ ఫియర్ఫుల్ అంటే ఏదో పిచ్చోళ్ళగా యూఆర్ రన్నింగ్ ఆన్ ద మెయిన్ రోడ్ ఇన్ ఫ్రంట్ ఆఫ్ ట్రక్స్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఫియర్ఫుల్ నో నాట్ బీయింగ్ ఫియర్ఫుల్ మీన్స్ డిపెండింగ్ ఆన్ కృష్ణ హౌ మచ్ యూఆర్ డిపెండింగ్ ఆన్ కృష్ణ వాట్ ఎవర్ సిచ్యువేషన్ ఈస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ ఇన్ లైఫ్ ఐఎమ్ డిపెండింగ్ ఆన్ కృష్ణ హీ ఈస్ దేర్ నాకు చూసుకుంటాడు కదా ఈస్ దేర్ రైట్ హీల్ టేక్ కేర్ హీ హాజ్ అ ప్లాన్ ఫర్ మీ ఆల్సో ఎనీబడి హియర్ హూ ఈస్ నాట్ బీయింగ్ ప్లాన్డ్ బై కృష్ణ we all know our life is being planned by Krishna. And if you are coming to satsang, special planning is happening. Right? In Bhagavatam it is there. If you are coming to me, then I am going to do some special mercy on you. What is that special mercy? Whatever purification that has to happen in million lives will happen in this life. Because he wants to reclaim you back. The moment I told purification, you are thinking about miseries. No. Spiritual experiences. Right? Spiritual darshans will come more and more. Of course, miseries were anyway planned. They will anyway come. But we are going to see Krishna in so many beautiful ways. How many of us are having deities in the house or pictures in the house? We are seeing Krishna every day. Huh? Is that not a spiritual experience, Prabhuji? Before that, what was there? Some useless scenery. God knows what is there in that. Huh? And we'll show people. Krishna, ఎంత బాగుందో? Keeping a big scenery in the office, right? I used to keep one scenery behind me in my first job, as if I am in that scenery. But now if you come to my cabin, there is nice Krishna's picture. Right? I mean, you should learn some things, when we start our day, when we start our work, if you go to any Marwadi shop or any, business place, they open the altar in the shop, they do aarti, they even pay dandavat, and then they begin. Why are we not doing in our offices? Who is stopping us? Why are we not doing? Just think about it. I have a picture, I go there, I don't have to pay dandavat, at least beginning, right? Telling that you matter for me, trying to maintain that identity. Can we wear a tilak to office? Can we wear? We can wear. Why are you not wearing? ఇవన్నీ భాషలు చాలా ఉన్నాయి వీళ్ళ మెసేజ్ అంతే కదా పీపుల్ స్టార్ట్ జడ్జ్ వాట్ దే విల్ జడ్జ్ అయిపోతా అయిపోయినా సింపుల్ అయిపోతా ఏం ప్రాబ్లం అండి unless you have an ulterior motive or unless you have an agenda to do some nonsense and people should not see you doing that nonsense, you will not wear a tilak. When you wear a tilak, when you clearly declare it to the world, this is what I am devotee of Krishna and I am proud to be a devotee of Krishna. I am proud to be a devotee of Krishna. What is your problem? I don't have a problem. Then nothing will be a problem. I am telling you, it works. And you will be very controlled on your tongue also, and your actions also, and your dealings also. In my office, since the time I have come into devotional path, then sometimes people come in front of me, they do like this. No more good morning, good evening. Like this. Even if hands don't come, little. Not of it. Why? They are not seeing. Ee face kanta value ledu. Ee tilak ka value. This tilak has that value, bro. Right? They look at the tilak and they respect. Even a Muslim respects me in the office when he sees me with tilak. That this fellow, at least one Hindu is there who is following his religion. Right? Everybody else. Yeah, it's true. Siggundale. taking birth in Sanatan Dharma, I am thinking twice to wear tilak. What is the problem in wearing tilak? I am what I am. No problem. If I am wearing this tilak means I am truthful person. If I am wearing this tilak means I will not compromise on my values. If I am wearing this tilak means I am going to do justice for whatever I do. I will do my work properly. I will be obedient. I am accountable. Everything that Arjuna was, I will try to be. That is me. That is me. And I am not telling that's the only way to show devotion, but at least that way we can show. A day will come when everybody in the office will wear tilak. That day is not far away. You will be the only person who will not wearing it. Yes. One girl in my office, she was not wearing chappal. I went and asked her, you came to a modern girl, looking like modern girl. And she came to me and she said, do you have Bhagavad Gita in Hindi? I never thought she will even come and ask me like that. And she came, do you have Bhagavad Gita in Hindi? Then why are you not wearing chappal? No, in our custom, for 1 month we don't wear chappal. I think it was December month, something like that. She is from North India. Not Rabara. No, not Jain. Huh? Shravan Mas, I think. I know, something like that. I forgot. 1 month she didn't wear chappal in the office. She's wearing entire office attire or modern attire, but she's not wearing chappal. No, I'm not trying to judge her for if she's wearing a tilak or not, but she's following a value, a custom that she's taking it forward. And that shows the person. That shows that person, what is she from within? Will she become a devotee if I preach her or we introduce her to Casey? She's already a devotee. She's ready, available. The moment she gets the knowledge, she'll immediately take it because she has the faith to follow her beliefs. She has the energy. She has I don't want to say, but she has the strength to follow what she believes in front of anybody. Right? So we should understand that. So Arjuna, as soon as he got the feedback from Krishna, he took it and he followed it until his last breath in this body here. Not only Mahabharata, not only the war field, after that also, the message of Bhagavad Gita continued. This is the consciousness of a best giver of feedback and a best receiver of feedback. Another example is, of course, Vedavyasa and Narad Muni. What a feedback he gave. And to whom is he giving? Swayam Bhagavan. Right? Krishna Dvyapayena Vyasa. He is Krishna himself. In the sense, he is empowered. Shaktya Avatar. He is there. And Narad Muni is a devotee of Krishna. And he is coming in front of Vyasdev and he is telling what? Let's try to recite this verse. Yatha dharma dayascharta muni varnanu kirtita muni varyanu kirtita na tatha vasudevasya Mahimahi anuvarnita. Mahimahi anuvarnita. Although great sage, you have very broadly described the 4 principles beginning with religious performances. You have not described the glories of the Supreme Personality. Vasudeva. He's telling, although you did everything, but you have not described about Krishna. You did not speak about Vasudeva. Now this one is very heavy. 159 is this. 1510. Nayad vachaschitra padam harer yasho Jagat Pavitram Pragranita Karhichit Tad Vayasam Tirtham Ushanti Manasa Nayatra Hamsa Niramanti Ushikshaya Ushikshaya. Now I'll just read this. Please hear it attentively. Those words which do not describe the glories of Lord, who alone can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe, are considered by saintly persons to be like a place of pilgrimage for crows. Since the all perfect persons are inhabitants of the transcendental abode, they do not derive any pleasure there. Huh? Repeat after me. Vayasam tirtham. Vayasam means crows. Tirtham, something that crows appreciate. What do crows like to eat? Dirt. Useless things they'll eat. Even if you keep nice prashadam here and there, they will go and eat something which is not the first preference of normal people. Right? So just look at it. He is saying what you wrote is the filth that even crows won't eat. What a comment. On whom? Don't forget that. Huh? Whom is he talking to? That's a guru, Prabhu. That means a guru. Guru has to be heavy. Otherwise, how will you become light? Huh? We are carrying heavy burden of arrogance. How will you become light? Unless Guru gives it straight on you. Vayasam Tirtham, my God. And what all is written? Vedas, Yajurveda, Atharveda, Samaveda, Rigveda, Samhitas, Brahmanikas, I don't know, my God, Puranas, Upanishads, రెండు శ్లోకాలు వస్తేనే ఇట్లుంటాం మనం, రైట్? 2 శ్లోకాస్ you're able to utter, అంతే ఇట్లా కొమ్ములు పోయి రూఫ్ అలవడతాయి పైన. He wrote millions and zillions of shlokas with so much meaning behind each. Padma Puran itself has lakhs of shlokas, one of the 18 Puranas. Upa Puranas are also there. And him, at that point, when he has finished his work, when you finish your work, how do you feel? Kar diya, khatam. But he's feeling miserable after finishing his work. And when he's feeling miserable, in that miserable condition, he is asking his Guru, why am I feeling miserable after finishing my work? And his Guru comes and says, you have not started your work. Heavy, na? Whatever he wrote, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, kiske liye likha? What is the purpose of you coming here and writing all the scriptures? Is to take people back home, back to Godhead. Is this dharma, artha, kama, moksha going to take you to Godhead? Is it going to give you bhakti? Are these literatures going to make people devotees? What did you do? Vyasdev, what did you do? You created a place where only crows will come and eat. No great personality will even read your Vedas. No devotee will read your Vedas. That's what he's ending with. Since the all perfect persons, inhabitants of the transcendental abode, means what? Vaikuntavasis, pure devotees, they do not derive any pleasure here. When they read what you have written, they will not like it. Forget about liking it. They will not read it. My God, so heavy. Isn't it? Direct. There is nothing indirect here. Is there anything indirect here? Huh? Prabhuji, look at Vyasdev. What is his creation after receiving the feedback? Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? After receiving such a heavy feedback, what did he give to us? Look at that. Entire altar of Bhagavatam. Canto 1, Canto 2, Canto 3, Canto 4, Canto 5, Canto 6, Canto 7, Canto 8. Supreme Lord's face, Canto 10. Right? Canto 11, Uddhav Gita. Everything that a living entity needs to go back to Krishna, he gave it. And then when he kept his pen down, he was happy. He was satisfied from within. Hmm? Navai, what is it, sloka? Mukunda sevi anyavad anga samskriti. Smaran mukunda angri upagohanam puna. The one who serves Mukunda will always be satisfied. There is no question. You will find that happiness. Because you are not served Mukunda, you are finding that disgust in your life. Right? And he says, and he's telling, after this, he is telling to Vyasdev that anybody who reads that literature of yours and serves Mukunda will not see the face of Yamaraj. Done. Prabhujis and Matajis, every single devotee here, if we have the faith, we are going back to Krishna. This is our last life. Just maintain it like this. Don't try to do anything unnecessary. Just maintain it like this. We are doing the right things. We are being guided by the right people. Everybody important Krishna is sending in our life. Right? We just have to follow. Just have to maintain that. Don't try to see anything negative in this. Negative things will come. Lot of reversals will come. Lot of free advices will come. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Trust me. Trust Prabhupada. Trust our acharyas. We are receiving everything. You all are reading Bhagavatam. With whatever capacity you know, you are trying to tell it to others. You all are reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. We are celebrating festivals. We are doing Abhishekam of Gaur Nitai. We are doing Abhishekam of Radha Krishna. We are serving deities in our houses or photos in our houses. Or we are trying to do, we are doing everything right. We are going back. Have that faith. And increase that faith by coming to satsangs and by eagerly hearing it. We need to hear it again and again. Dhruva, even after meeting Narayan, had to hear it again from his grandfather. The same thing. We have to, don't think, I'm all set now. No. Until we leave this body, we are not all set. We have to hold it on. We have to hold it on. And hold it on attentively, devotionally, enthusiastically, with a surrender. Don't leave it. ఇక్కడ వదిలేసామంటే మనంత దౌర్భాగ్యులు ఎవరు లేరు. At this point, if you leave satsang, at this point, if you try to see faults in devotees, at this point, if you see faults in God's decisions for us, then we are losing a great opportunity. No matter where you are living, what you are, anta illusion. Everything is illusion. Your education, your position, your skills, your money, your health, everything is illusion. The only thing truth is, are you in connection with devotees? And if you take that feedback that is coming as the feedback of Krishna, because Krishna doesn't want you to go like this. He wants you straight up. When you pull a person up from a well, does he go like this? Straight you pull him up. Krishna is trying to pull you straight, but our mind is like this. So when the mind is like this, Krishna is putting extra effort to pull you up. All we have to do, let go. Let go. And he'll pull you up. It is going to happen. And take this, every little satsang that is coming in your life, as something planned by Krishna. And don't try to measure things. Prabhuji, కొంచెం ఎక్కువైతున్నది Prabhuji satsang. Prabhuji, I think we have to balance, Prabhuji. There is nothing to balance here. You are already in full imbalance. There is nothing to balance. Prabhuji, you want to balance material life also, spiritual life also. Picture. What is there to balance in material life? What is there to balance in material life? I want to enjoy also. I want Krishna to enjoy also. What is there to balance? Prabhuji, understand one thing. Our senses are pulling us for enjoyment. And Krishna is acknowledging that. Vedavyasa is acknowledging that. And he's saying, No need to stop your senses. Rishikena, Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchate. Use your senses in service of Krishna. He's saying engage your senses. Bhakti Yoga is giving it. So you are going to find enjoyment. You are enjoying spiritual life. Are you not enjoying spiritual life? Huh? How many of you are enjoying spiritual life? Say loud Haribol. So we are enjoying. Istunnadu gara naina inkem chestadra babu. He's making us enjoy this also. Right? He sent wonderful people. Have you seen who is sitting beside you? Sir Student. He's a wonderful person. He's a wonderful person. He's a wonderful person because he is daring to sit beside you. I am not sitting beside anybody because I know what I am. I am the only useless fellow sitting separately here. But you are all wonderful people in front of me. Right? Trust me, the day you forget the greatness of the person whom Krishna has sent to sit beside you, you will not appreciate satsang, Prabhu. Satsang is not about having favorites. He is the best devotee. He is the one I learn from. Everybody is there for a purpose here. And we should deal with devotees very carefully. Very carefully you should deal with devotees. Because devotion is two-edged sword. If you, with your actions, with your decisions, demotivate another devotee from service to Krishna, Prabhu, it's the biggest problem you created in your life. Biggest. Always try to inspire others to be part of your service. Work with others. If you are the only person doing all the service, you will not have any space in Goloka or Vaikuntha. If you are the person who are motivating others to do service and you are serving them, you have perfect place in Vaikuntha because that's exactly what Krishna is doing. He is motivating everybody and is standing behind. He is making Arjuna do the war and is standing behind. Isn't it? He is setting an example. He can finish the war even with a thought. Nimitra matrena bhava savya sachi. What is it? Nenu zampesina illandaru nendara ipenru. Already khatam. Bhishma gone, Drona gone, Karna gone. Everybody is gone. Just go and formalities. Press the button. Nimitra matrena bhava savya sachi. Uttante button ottu al dassaru. You have done your part. And because you have pressed that button, you are coming back to me. ఇంకేం చేస్తారా నాయన? తెలివి లేదు, ఇంజనీరింగ్ కంప్లీట్ చేయించిండు. బుద్ధి లేదు, చార్టర్డ్ అకౌంటెంట్ అయినరు. సిగ్గు లేదు, జాబ్లో కూడా పెట్టిండు. ఏం లేదు, పెళ్ళి కూడా చేసిండు ఒకరితోటి. కెపాసిటీ లేదు, పిల్లలు కూడా ఇచ్చిండు. ధైర్యం లేదు, వాళ్ళని కూడా సెటిల్ చేస్తున్నాడు. వచ్చి సత్సంగంలో కూర్చొని ఇన్రా అంటున్నాడు. నేను ఎప్పుడు చేయను, ఇది తప్పనే అన్నీ చేస్తా, నాకెందుకు భగవంతుడు? అరే దేవుడా, ఇంకేం చేస్తాడు ఆయన దేవుడు? చూడండి ఒకసారి ఆల్టర్ చూడండి, నవ్వుతున్నాడా ఏడుస్తున్నాడా? చూడండి, నవ్వుతున్నాడు కానీ లోపల ఏడుస్తున్నాడు. ఎప్పుడు వస్తాడు తిరిగినా? వెన్ విల్ దిస్ ఫెలో కమ్ టు మీ? సో మచ్ arrogance దిస్ ఫెలో హ్యావింగ్. ఇంత లెక్చర్ అయిన తర్వాత ఇంటికి ఏం చేస్తారు? యూట్యూబ్ షార్ట్ టప్పు 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 టప్పు. నీ లైఫే షార్ట్ రన్ అయినా అని చెప్తున్నా, ఇంకా దాంట్లో షార్ట్ వీడియోలు చూస్తాను. ఇంకా జస్ట్ ఇమాజిన్ కృష్ణ సిచ్యువేషన్. ఎవ్రీథింగ్ he planned, he told everything, then you go back and watch Maya. At least search what you want to watch, Naina. YouTube short videos, what? You are not searching. Who is searching? Algorithm అంటే ఏంటి? అది మాయాస్ అల్గారిథం. మీనింగ్ లేని వీడియోలు. ఎవడో కేక్ తయారు చేస్తాడు, కింద పడేస్తాడు, పువ్వు అని ఏడుస్తాడు, ఇంకోటి వచ్చి కేక్ ఇస్తాడు. He put the cake down, somebody else saw that, he gave the cake. Next video. What did you learn from that? What are the lessons? Right? And just imagine, we are doing that when? Right after the lecture. So what did you do in the lecture? Right? Of course, don't feel guilty. Tomorrow morning, again we'll go in front of our altars. Again we'll stand there. Again ఆ ఏడు మొహం పెట్టుకొని ఆ మొహం చక్క పెట్టం దేవుడి ముందు. Right? What kind of face Krishna sees from us whenever we go in front of? I'm telling about myself, Prabhuji. I'm telling about me, what I do in front of altar. And he's still laughing. ఏం డైలాగ్ వచ్చింది? కూర్చునే ఉండేవాళ్ళ హరే కృష్ణ. ఎనీవే, సో దిస్ ఇస్ గుడ్ గివర్ అండ్ గుడ్ రిసీవర్. We should develop these qualities from Vedavyasa. We should develop these qualities from Dhruva Maharaj. We should develop these qualities from Arjuna. And we should develop these qualities from everybody. Prabhuji, is how we react to a reversal in life. We have live examples in front of us. Live examples. So many reversals are happening in families of so many devotees. They are still carrying the devotion forward. Unknowingly, they are doing the greatest activity by taking it forward. Right? Look at the sannyasis in our movement. Huh? What kind of reversal came to His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj? And what is he doing after that? I could not understand the greatness of Jayapataka Maharaj until my father got brain stroke. Then I understood what he might be going through. Of course, when I get a brain stroke, I don't know whether I understand or not. But I've seen my father. What does it mean to be a stroke patient? You become dysfunctional, sometimes even mentally. Physically, no, even mentally. One day is different. You know, there is patterns. One day you speak in a certain way, one day you can't speak in a certain way. Even if you want to, you can't think in a certain way. So many things are happening. And here is Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, who is increasing the preaching, increasing the books, and he has finished Bhakti Vaibhav, and he has finished, what is the next course? Sarvabhauma, Bhakti Sarvabhauma. And why is he telling? Are I am your guru, I am doing it. Mirzi Endra. Right? In this condition, I am trying to do. We have live examples in front of us. And so many sannyasis have so many health problems. So many health problems. You know, sometimes they eat, they can't digest. They go through so much, but they come and sit on the altar, on the Vyasasan, and they give a discourse, you will never even know that they had problem. Once in New York, when His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he gave the lecture for 3 hours. He gave the lecture for 3 hours. After the lecture, 2 people came and carried him into his room. They just carried like a doll, like this hand, just carried him into, because he was not even in a position to get up. But nobody realized for 3 hours that he was in that position. Once in one yatra, when I go, next day, was cancelled after 4 days. It was cancelled, saying that Maharaj is not well. And then I was like, really, Maharaj is not well? And then I got to know he was not well from the last 4 days. He was on antibiotics, he was on everything going on. Never showed indication, because that is my service. Right? His Holiness Bhakti Raghav Swami Maharaj. How is he traveling with that condition? Completely dependent on, holding that sticks. He's still doing it. He's not stopping. He's doing more. And where does he go and live? He goes and lives in farm communities where there is no good facilities also. In summer, we all want AC. His Holiness Bhakti Raghav Swami Maharaj is going and living in Hebri farm where there is no AC. He is living in some places where there is no AC. And why is he going and living? He can live in AC, right? He can go to Mayapur, he'll get a room also. No. He's setting an example. With his own actions, he's setting an example. Look at me. How I am accepting any reversal that is coming in my life as a mercy of Krishna. Right? Mahabhagavatas are walking around us, but we are not seeing them. We are too busy to, glorify our choices. Oh, Maharaj, I have this problem, Maharaj, I have that problem, Maharaj. Why is this happening to me, Maharaj? What kind of feedback is this for my devotion? Why is Krishna treating me like this? Oh, Maharaj, my mind is creating problem for me. My body is creating. Of course, we all are not them, Prabhus. But are we remembering them when we go through these things? But the remembrance will come how? When we come to satsangs. You cannot go and fix the health situation of your guru. You cannot. Can you fix what your guru is going through? Can you go and fix his health condition? You can. By setting a great example of being a best disciple, by serving everybody in ISKCON and doing things that will make him happy. You can do that. You can fix his health. A person in so much pain, when he gets to hear, my disciples have distributed 400 Bhagavatam sets, even though he might be in fever, he will give a smile. Yes. I promised to Prabhupada that I'll do this for him. Prabhupada, I could not do that. I think my disciples are doing. You have sent them to me to serve them and they are doing. Prabhu, that is the answer. That is our reciprocation for their sacrifices. Right? And that is what Krishna will see. We doing Rath Yatras. Krishna will see. Don't you think they'll be happy? Huh? If your respective guru gets to hear that you have done a Rath Yatra, won't he be happy? Huh? And we are trying to do Rath Yatras in schools. Now the initiative is really going one by one place. Madhya Pradesh, they already started working on it. And recently I took a session, Radhesham Prabhu asked me to take a session to the leaders in Hyderabad. All the main leaders in Hyderabad, they all came. They are very excited. I think it's a good idea. Let's do it. For whose pleasure? For his pleasure. By doing that, what are you doing? You are giving a smile. You are giving a happiness to your respective guru. And they will see how everybody is coming together to serve. How everybody is keeping Krishna in the center. Keeping aside all other differences. How are we trying to work together? We are trying to cooperate. Operate. But cooperate. That's very important. Characteristics of a good giver. Characteristics of a good receiver. Well-wishing heart. If you want to be a giver, we should have a well-wishing heart. If no, then don't give. First of all, you cannot give. Right? No superiority complex. If I think I am superior than him, then I cannot give. You understand that? What a point. If I think I am better than you, you cannot give. The moment you think you are better than somebody, you cannot give. No pride about self. No pride. Zero pride. No ulterior motive to command. I am telling you this because ultimately I want to command you. Then you cannot give. Even if you give, it is not with good intentions. This is very important. Following by your own example. A good giver does what he speaks. Otherwise, he cannot give. Respect for the receiver. Hare Krishna. Often when do we give? When we don't have any respect for them, we'll go and give. No. When you respect somebody only, you can give something to that person. Otherwise, you can't give. Even though you think you are giving, but actually you are not giving, you are pushing it on that person. You are actually pushing it on that person. You have no intent to give, but you are giving because you don't respect that person. Good hearer and not just speaker. A person giving, first of all, has to be a good hearer and not good at speaking. Prabhuji, you give very good advice, Prabhuji. Means what? He heard you properly, then he is giving advice. Not just telling advice, I have told the best philosophy, best shloka, I am done with my work. Done. Right? Receiver, honest to admit. Prabhu, honesty is such a big word. Huh? We heard it from our childhood, being honest. Yours honestly. We wrote in our leave letters, right? Krishna. You how many has done that? Leave letter with your honesty and ration. Was it really being honest? Sometimes you can't even imagine what I've written on the top. Below, yours honestly, yours sincerely, yours truthfully. Ayya, Krishna. ఎందుకు వస్తున్నాయి కష్టాలు ఇప్పుడు? Why are we getting so many problems? Because we have done so much. Yours truthfully, yours faithfully, yours obediently.
Your servant.
Huh?
Your servant.
ఇప్పుడు ఏంటి? Your servant.
Your servant. Why yes?
Huh?
Why yes?
Why? ఇప్పుడు అది కూడా రాసే టైం లేదు. Why yes?
Yes.
Some people don't write please accept my balloon. P Pamo. Right? Pamo. Pamo అంటే పాములు అవుతారు నెక్స్ట్ లైఫ్ లో. యమరాజు తిరిగి పామోనా పామోనా ఏమన్నాడు? పంహోనో పామోనో పామోనో ఎందుకు? ప్లీజ్ యాక్సెప్ట్ మై హంబుల్ ఒబైసెన్సెస్ రాస్తే ఏం పోయింది అక్కడ? Yours in service of Srila Prabhupada. There is one devotee. I call him. I'm just kidding. Don't judge. I say, please accept. He says humble obeisances. Who is giving whom? I never understood. He just says humble obeisances. What are we supposed to tell? Please accept my humble obeisances. When he said humble obeisances, Prabhu. Okay, Prabhu. Okay, no problem. And you don't have the patience to tell the full sentence also. Once Yugal Kishore Prabhu told, when it is Dandavat Pranam, he said, no, Prabhu, don't tell Dandavat Pranam. Please tell, please accept my humble obeisances. You are putting effort to tell 5 words than 2 words. You are going one step forward. You are at least typing or you are at least saying, and please accept my humble obeisances. That's it. See, I'm not telling Dandavat Pranam is not enough. I'm saying, but the mentality behind that, has it become a template in your mind? That you're just saying it and you're not meaning it. You know what I'm saying? Honest to admit. Receiver. Humble to listen. Give me the advice, Prabhu. Tell me fast, Prabhu. You come to the point, Prabhu. What are you trying to tell, Prabhu? నేను చెప్తున్నాను ఆయన నీకు. I want to tell. ఎప్పుడు అది చెప్తావు? ఉన్నది చెప్పు. అట్లీస్ట్ నౌ టెల్ మీ. You don't have even patience to listen. Sincere to work on the correction. Yes. Okay, I got a correction. Am I even trying to work on it? Or am I just giving it then only? Okay, చెప్పినా correction అయిపోయిందా? Okay, పోతున్నాను. Done. You told my part. I have heard my part. Okay, done. When are you going to work on it? Right? We should try to. Prabhu, these things cannot be tracked or found out. It's on us. It's on us. When do I want to work on it? Right? Between us and Krishna. No ulterior motive to ignore. You're telling your advice, but I'm ignoring because I have ulterior motive. Then you will never receive. You are not a good receiver. If you have ulterior motive, for example, after this discussion, I have to get something. You told all the advice. I didn't get that thing. నాకేంటి? Right? నాకేంటి? What did I get? मेरे को क्या मिला? Because before the discussion, you are going to your Shiksha Guru and crying because you want your Shiksha Guru to scold somebody. Prabhuji, ఇట్లా మాట్లాడాడు Prabhuji. ఎట్లా చేసింది Prabhuji? ఇట్లా Prabhuji, he spoke to me like that Prabhuji. How can I do that Prabhuji? And then your Shiksha Guru says, no Mataji, just accept everything as Krishna's decision. Sarle. What was the goal? After hearing your Prabhuji, ఏం చేయాలి అక్కడ? What your Shiksha Guru supposed to do? Call that fellow and give him left and right. Bro, please accept my apologies, Prabhuji. What nonsense were you doing? ఇదో పెద్ద డైలాగ్. Please accept my apologies. What nonsense were you doing? Just imagine between all this, how is Radha Krishna laughing all the time? Because that's what they're seeing. ఏంది ఇల్లు అసలు ఏం చేస్తున్నారు? Who is correcting whom? Who is trying to learn from whom? What is the expectation? నేను అక్కడ పోయినప్పుడే ఆల్రెడీ డిసిషన్ తీసుకున్నా, ఆ క్యాండిడేట్ అయిపోవాలాడు. రిమూవ్ దట్ ఫెలో ఫ్రమ్ సత్సంగ్. దట్ ఈస్ ద గోల్. అండ్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ డజంట్ డూ దట్, దెన్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ మై ఏడుపు? ఏముందా ఏడవడానికి? Are you going to tell that? Are you going to tell that, Prabhu, this is what has happened? How can we serve that devotee? How am I supposed to understand this? How can I develop my relationship with the devotee? Prabhu, are your attempts to develop relationship with the devotee or ultimately to ignore the devotee? I'm going to that satsang. I don't like those two fellows, So I have so many others. It's not like in 150 people, if I don't look at those two people, if 150 people I don't look at those two people, I can still exist, right? But you know what your mind will do? You'll only look at those two people. In that 150, you'll only look at those two people. Even between lecture, I'll look at him. That is our mind. Because we never can ignore the nonsense that we have in our mind. If we don't cleanse our mind is only going to target. Mind is only going to make us do such kind of activities. When we have an ulterior motive to achieve, ulterior motive means what? Something for my benefit. Ulterior motive means something for my benefit, not for others' benefit. For my benefit only. Then you will not listen. You are not a receiver. Respect for the giver. Right? The person is coming and he is putting an effort to tell you. What business does he have to tell you? But still he is coming and telling you. I'll tell you one thing. Recently I was doing satsang in Krishi, and sometimes, in the name of doing comedy, I cross the line of respectfulness. Sometimes I do that. So one elderly person came, he was sitting, and after the whole lecture, he came for the first time, and some couple who brought them introduced me. So I went and spoke to the Prabhuji. He appreciated. He said, I'm really happy to see you are preaching new people, young people, very nice. Naina. He's very elder to me, like my father. I touched his feet and said, I'm feeling very nice that you have come. And then I asked him, నేను చెప్పిన దాంట్లో తప్పు ఉంటే నాకు చెప్పండి. Just tell me. Then he told me, in one sentence he told me, Naina, కొంతమంది జనాల కోసం, I'll tell in English later, కొంతమంది జనాల్ని ఆకర్షించడం కోసం కొంచెం లూజ్గా మాట్లాడతారు, నువ్వు అట్లా మాట్లాడకపోతే బాగుంటుంది. He told me. He said, some people trying to impress others use their loose tongue. Right? There are some people who are already doing it. You should not become like them. Thank you very much. And that was a feedback. That was a great feedback. Right? Thank you. Did I change? Anta tondariga em raadu gaani. Did I take the feedback? Yes. I want to be careful. I want to be a little careful. Because that's an elderly person who has seen life. Now we immediately, is he a devotee or no? Hindu nikananta. Krishna has sent his message. Right? He did not come in the next satsang also. His elder might not. Or he just came to bless me. Who knows? Krishna sent one person to just bless me. For that one satsang. Okay, take the blessing. Done. Prabhu, we should be ready. And admit. Are we perfect? No, we are not perfect. But when the feedback comes, respect for the giver. Tolerance for correction. Very important. Tolerance for correction. Right? You have to tolerate the correction also. When it comes, do this service. Prabhuji, you do this service. Prabhu, I already told you, I don't like to do this service. No, that service is being given to make you a better person. And I mean, we can always discuss, it's not like order following thing. Sentimentally, you have to accept whatever the Shiksha Guru says. No, we can always discuss. Prabhuji, I think, can I take it like this? Of course. When the giver is not having an ulterior motive, remember this, when the giver is not having an ulterior motive, the receiver can receive it without any problem. Right? So, you should also go and discuss with people, and figure out how to improve. And when the improvement advice comes, you can try to do that. And finally, just the opposite of this, good speaker and not just good hearer. What does it mean? Good receiver has to be good speaker. Means what? Good giver has to be good hearer. Good receiver has to be good speaker and not just hearer. Means what? Tell the truth. Admit it. Nicely tell, not half tell. Sagan Jeppi, you are getting a feedback according to your agenda. People do that. They don't tell the full thing. They'll tell only that much that the feedback comes according to their favor. Good speaker. Speak it properly. Communicate properly. Tell your problem also properly. Don't tell half. Full problem. Right? And then when feedback comes, receive it. Of course, so these are the characteristics of good giver, good speaker, and you will find many more. Actually, this is a small list. But some more factors which can affect the person from giving or receiving the feedback. Can there be any more factors than this? Yes. Sometimes when you are going and receiving the feedback, number of repeated instances of the incident. It can be a factor above all this, right? This time you are receiving the feedback very strongly because you have been doing it again and again and again and the person gave it strongly to you. That can also affect the communication, isn't it? What's at stake can also make a difference in our giving and receiving. You have messed up something really big. You have messed up something really important. Then obviously the feedback giver also will change the way he gives. But don't judge based on how he is giving, because what's at stake also needs to be seen. So these are overlying factors on the top. You understanding? What are these factors? In spite of being a good communicator, good giver, good receiver, there are some factors which can overlap. Don't judge. Oh, you are not a good giver, Prabhu, because you are shouting. No, he is shouting because he is actually a good giver, but what's at stake is very important. Did you understand this list below? Something which is beyond. Relationship between the two. Your past relationship also affects the conversation. History of such instances. How many times it has happened between both of you. Right? And criticality of the incident, of course. Present situation before the discussion. Very important. What just happened before the discussion started? Often we forget that. It can be the giver has just gone through something very difficult, and at that time you are going and asking him, his way of telling will be different. Same applies even for receiver. Somebody has come to receive feedback, he just went through something very difficult. And at that time you are giving feedback, he may not receive it in that way. Just because somebody is not receiving it in a proper way doesn't mean that he is not eligible for receiving it. You can ask, Prabhu, are you in good situation? Can we talk? Mataji, can we discuss now? Is everything all right? You can ask these questions before you go ahead and give your feedback. Right? Of course, mode of material nature is predominating. All of us. Right? Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, what all is predominating our minds can also affect we giving the feedback in satsang also. Right? Of course, we want to rise above the three gunas. Traigunya Vishya Veda Nishtraigunya Bhava Arjuna. We want to do that. We want to rise above. But we are still in the three modes. So when these factors we don't consider, right? Something that we should think about. God has given us intelligence. What is going on? Right? Based on that, you can always actually understand the intention of the giver and the receiver. So, Prabhu, all these things are being taken care by Krishna. When he talks to us, he is the best giver, he is the best receiver, and he also knows our present situation. He also knows the mode in which we are. He also knows the relationship between us, and he also knows what's at stake. Why did Krishna tell Arjuna important? What is at stake? Was it a casual meeting? If Arjuna doesn't fight, then the whole plan of establishing dharma has to be changed. So he was heavy. He directly told. And at the end, he told, surrender unto me. Finish. Close the affair. Sarva dharma paritejya. Maam ekam sharanam raja. I will take care of your sins that will come out of this action. But why did that final advice come? The present situation was like that. The mode of material nature that was predominating Arjuna, right? The history, everything. So when God deals with us, He deals with everything. Everything together He deals with us. We should have that faith. And similar way, even when devotees deal with us, who are representing God, who are actually representing God, and God is speaking through them, have the patience to understand. Ultimately, Prabhuji, no devotee will tell you to leave satsang. As long as a devotee is not telling you to leave the satsang, he is your most favorable person in life. That is the only important thing. Remaining all dealings, whatever happens between you and devotees, part of the equation. According to your nature, he is speaking. According to his nature, you are speaking. According to so many things that are going on in our life, we are reacting. So many things can happen. But when we are in satsang, we should accept it. We should accept it. Always give a benefit of doubt to either. We have to give benefit of doubt. Why a person is speaking the way he is speaking. Once, this is His Grace Radhesham Prabhu shared with me. Once in Govardhaniko village, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj was walking. And sometimes he walks very casually and very much accessible like that. So some very senior, somebody who contributed a lot to ISKCON or somebody who was helping Radhesham Prabhu, he came. And Radhesham Prabhu wanted to introduce them to the Maharaj. Right? Normal thing, right? He wanted to introduce them to Maharaj. So he went to Maharaj along with them and he told, Maharaj, 1 minute. Maharaj said no. Maharaj said no. Not like the way I'm saying, but he indicated that not now. And Maharaj just walked. Now what does this mean? Right? What does this mean? Now he brought people to introduce to Maharaj. They are also there. And Maharaj never does anything like that. It was not seen and heard of anywhere. He did like that and he went. And then after a day, Maharaj calls Radhesham Prabhu and he actually tells, I'm sorry. At that point, I was handling some problem and I was trying to understand how to solve it, and I was not in a position to meet and do justice to those people. I hope they were nicely taken care here. Please, he was trying to compensate it. See, he was thinking about it even after he left. It was not out of arrogance. He just left because at that situation, he could not speak. It can happen with us also, Prabhuji. Sometimes when you approach any senior and the senior says, Prabhu, after some time, don't see that as arrogance. It can be, you have to give that benefit of doubt. He is also human. He might be going through something. He might be having something in his mind. Right? Now, one person is behaving in a certain way with, oh, boss, fan ban jai. Haribol, switch off that fan. Please. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Yeah, no, I just was concerned. Yeah. So, you have to get the benefit of doubt. Everywhere. Sometimes, I had seen some sannyasis, they are walking in Mayapur. They are going from one bhavan to another bhavan. They are walking. and devotees are, paying obeisances. They are trying to pay. Sometimes they don't acknowledge. Sometimes they don't acknowledge. Does not mean that they don't want to acknowledge. They might be going through some situation. They might be handling something. They're just walking very fast. You all also do that, right? Huh? When you're handling something, you just walk. And people come, Prabhuji, 1 minute. You just go. But you know the greatness of those sannyasis? They actually think about us. And they apologize within their heart to heart that, I did not acknowledge. So you have to give that benefit of doubt to any giver and any receiver, that situations can make them behave in a certain way, but we should have the patience, we should have the faith that it is for the, give some benefit of doubt. They didn't mean to. Did everybody understand this? Yeah. I think we'll stop it here. We have just finished good giver to good receiver. Now we are going into good giver to bad receiver. Right? So there are many. We'll go through it next week. Yeah. Any questions at this point? And it was like a flash. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much for such an enlightening, and I know you might have prepared so much to give us this. So thank you very much from deepest of our heart for taking care of all of us.
Prabhuji, that
Such
all.
a-
He pumped me. Thank you very much for hearing.
Honestly.
Thank you. No, I know you, bro. You don't have to say. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, my question is, if we want to take some feedback, we have to give our situation to someone or explain it. While explaining, definitely when Vyasdev might have written all the 4 Vedas, he may or may not have told Narad Muni because he is the Trikaladashi. He might have known. But whomever we are dealing, we have to explain that. And
Yes.
during the course of explaining, we might be so much proud of ourselves, we only tell whatever we want to tell.
Correct.
And then the feedback may not be a wholesome. There are 2 things. One, the feedback may not be the wholesome. Second, I am also proud of what I have done. Good. So I am only going to tell good about those things.
Yes.
So how to deal with this problem? One, I am already proud and I want the other person, instead of giving a cutting feedback, I want him to praise me for whatever I have done.
Yeah.
That's what I want ultimately.
Yeah.
So how to deal with it? In short, I am not going to get the real feedback which is going to help me improve.
That's exactly what I asked Gaurang Darshan to. In the beginning, I was saying that. That's exactly what I asked. Right? And he told that we have to develop that sincerity. Prabhu, very simple. If you want to superficially live a spiritual life, if you want to superficially lead a spiritual life without actually changing from within, will not be happy even in spiritual life. I'm repeating it. When you want to superficially lead a spiritual life without actually changing from within, you will not be happy even in spiritual life. So if you're not happy in spiritual life, that means there is something you're not doing right. Right? So I should voluntarily try to become honest. You admitting and trying to come forward itself means that you are trying to do that. But have the patience. It will come out one day. We have to become honest, bro, at the end of the day. You can't fake it for too long. Right? But Yugal Kishore Prabhu says, if you can't make it, fake it, and Krishna will make it. Huh? Till you make it. Huh? What is it? Fake it, till you make it. Krishna will also make it.
But generally, Prabhuji, even devotees, generally we see devotees praise a lot.
Of course, because they want to be praised.
If it is 1x, they will
Not
be
everybody,
10x.
not everybody. But sometimes we have that tendency.
So how to get that sincere feedback?
That's what, no, Prabhu. Never leave satsang. If you are in satsang, you'll get the feedback. That was also one of the points I mentioned in the beginning. Krishna, does he give feedback or no? No and yes. He doesn't need to give feedback because he already knows who are you. What is there to feedback? But yes, he gives feedback through his devotees. Through his devotees. And where can you find devotees? In theaters? Restaurants? Stadiums? Where will you find? Satsang. Provided you come to satsang.
In person.
Provided you come to satsang. Prabhujis and Matajis, I am telling you, online is not satsang. Don't be in that imagination that I will online go to Goloka. ఆ ఇమాజినేషన్ ఉండకండి, అది మాయ. Online is to engage you when you cannot come physically. But that's not enough. If Parikshit Maharaj if we try to become Parikshit Maharaj in Kali Yuga, we will take online class from Sukadeva Goswami. 7 nights, 7 days. I am here, you are there. And you know the beauty? He will not even on his video. So Sukadeva Goswami doesn't know whom is he talking to. 30,000 sages, they have all videos off. If one person opens his audio, he'll get so demotivated, he'll get up and go. But that fellow is in a theater, he is doing negotiation with a chai wala, with a bandi wala. In between, I'm telling you, I'm requesting, don't unmute. If you unmute, that is Vaishnava Aparad. Don't unmute. ఎట్లయినా మొహాలు కనబడతలేవు, నోళ్ళు కూడా మూసేయండి, అవసరం లేదు. Online is not satsang, bro. Don't be in that imagination. I am online associating with devotees. They are so nice to me. Of course, online they'll be nice to you. They don't know your real avatar. Right? Ante kada? They don't know your real avatar. Everybody will know who you are, and Krishna will correct you when you are available to be corrected. Online classes are okay. Through online you can reach people, you cannot teach people. You can only reach. Yeah, I have reached 10,000 people, I have reached 20,000 people. You can't teach. Online everybody will tell, Prabhuji, your class was amazing, Prabhuji. Oh, yeah. Raman class? Ask them to come to the class? No, they will not come. Why? Because there is no surrender. It's entertainment. After a point, it's entertainment only. I'm not telling that you should not do online classes. I'm not telling online doesn't work. I'm telling thinking that is the best association, only association, is perfect Maya. Perfect Maya. Prabhuji, my family situation, Prabhuji, how can I come? In that family situation, you have time to go to malls also. You can go to Koti and buy dresses. You can go to electronic store and buy gadgets. You can, with office, you can go, office mates, you can go for lunch here and there. For everything you have time. But for satsang you don't have time. Because you have to balance, na? Balance, na? What kind of balance are we talking about? Whom are you faking? Honesty is, Prabhu, ultimately, after hearing all this lecture, after hearing all this class, you can just choose to forget it. Prashadam has already come. Vachinda, Prabhu? వచ్చిందా? అయిపోయి ఇంకే మహాప్రసాద్ పోయింది, అయిపోయింది. ఇస్కాన్ సే ఇస్కాన్ నికల్ గే బాత్. రైట్? వాట్ ఎవర్ ఐ టోల్డ్, పిచ్చోడు, ఆయనకి ఏదో ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి చెప్పుకున్నాడు అక్కడ కూర్చొని. అయితే we have to honest. We have to develop that honesty. Otherwise, there is no point. And the more service we do, the more satsang we need. The more senior we become, the more satsang we need. It's an illusion, right? Oh, Prabhu, I'm senior now, I don't need satsang. Amma, ade maya. The more you handle bigger projects, the more satsang you need. That's why even in GBC meets, it starts with a lecture. You know? When even the great sannyasis, everybody meet for GBC meetings, it starts with a Bhagavatam lecture. They keep Bhagavatam in the front. Now, after finishing now let us speak. One sannyasi, one of the sannyasis will give the lecture and then the GVC meeting will start. Very important. Any official dealing also is actually devotional dealing only. Again, we don't want to create an environment. Okay, devotion was a sub-side. Now let's see the issues, scams, what are happening here. We are going to handle, punish them. That is not ISKCON. It's not an international society for Krishna consciousness. It is an international society for some other consciousness. Right? So ultimately, even in that situation, we are trying to keep Bhagavatam in the front. But we'll take the corrective action. Whatever action is needed, that is needed. So they are so mature. Only such people are chosen to become in that forum. Not everybody can become. Right? And they do try to do most best decisions. And that's why we should not question the decisions made by GBC. We all as a society, we don't have the maturity to handle what they are handling. Right? They are the best givers, they are the best receivers. And they are giving the best balanced decision for you. How does it matter? Once I was discussing with Radhesham Prabhu. Many people are discussing, woman guru, can woman become guru? Should they not become guru? That discussion was going on. So Radhesham Prabhu was like, Prabhupada made or this made, what did Prabhupada say? So many discussions are going on. Radhesham Prabhu went to his Guru Maharaj, Radhanath Swami Maharaj. He went, yes, Maharaj, what is your opinion on this? One answer, whatever GBC decides, you have to follow. They are very intelligent. There is a body created for taking the decision. If they are deciding, we'll follow. That's not blind following. That is surrendering to authority. Surrendering to higher opinion. Again, why do you want to sit here and say, I think what they decided is wrong, I don't think so. That is why we are in the material world. I don't think so. I feel so. I do so. Yeah. I this, I that, I this. That's why we are in the material world. At least now follow what your superiors are telling you. And why do you have to be part of all decisions? And what is the meaning of you making you making a discussion on a topic that is not even relevant to you in a way? No guru na kaadu. Nikenduku woman guru aithe? It's like, in the textbook, the Pluto, that planet was nicely going around. One fellow put it in the textbook. It is the 9th planet. Did Pluto feel nice? I'm in the textbook now? And after some time, one fellow discovered, no, it's not a planet. They removed it. Was Pluto feeling pain? They removed me from textbook now? Pluto is still going around. No, book la petko. Nakem farak padadu. You call me a planet, you call me a ray. It doesn't make a matter. It doesn't matter. Same thing, when we are deciding and discussing topics which are beyond us, even God feels like, right? You do devotion, chanting sakka kusan. Like Prasad Prabhu told, pada round, touch the bead. When you are holding the bead, they are feet of Radha and Krishna. Try to remember that. You do your chanting properly. Why do you need to deal with ISKCON issues and that issue, this happened, that happened? నీకున్నాయి నీకు చాలు అంతే కదా, మనకున్నాయి మన చాలు ఇంట్లో, ఇంకెందుకు కొత్తది అది పెట్టుకొని మళ్ళీ హస్బెండ్ వైఫ్ కొట్లాడుకుంటాం. ఉమెన్ గురు, అవును ఉమెన్ గురు, ఎట్లా గురువు మళ్ళీ ఇంకో ఇంట్లో ఉమెన్ గురువు తయారవుతారు మళ్ళీ తలకని. ఉమెన్ గురు. నో నీడ్. One preacher, he is not speaking about Krishna, he is speaking everything else. How can he preach like that? Why do you care? One preacher is doing like this like that. I think he is not representing ISKCON properly. You represent ISKCON properly. There are people to handle that. Biggest weapon of Maya, you will feel that you are the only intelligent one. నాకే కళ్ళు ఉన్నాయి, కళ్ళు కాదు, నాకు థర్డ్ కన్ను కూడా ఉన్నది. నాకు ఐ హ్యావ్ థర్డ్ ఐ ఆల్సో. ఐ కెన్ సీ వాట్ ఎనీబడి ఎల్స్ కెనాట్ సీ. I can only understand. That's the biggest weapon of Maya. There are more intelligent people than us. Accepting that itself is difficult. No? There are more intelligent people than us. See the person sitting beside you. He is more intelligent than you. Chudandi okasari. He's చూస్తలేరు కదా. You're not seeing. He is more intelligent than you. You're all more intelligent than me. Really. You know, develop that consciousness, bros. We are here for a purpose. Our purpose is to receive feedback and also give feedback. Give feedback how? One devotee is sleeping and chanting. You can't, look at him and say, aha, చూసినా ఇంత చెప్తున్నాడు నిద్రపోతున్నాడు కాదు. You can shake him a little like this. Prabhuji, that's giving feedback with a compassion. Prabhu, you are sleeping. And then he can get up and walk and chant. Helping devotees to progress in their devotion is good feedback. We can do that. Philosophically, we may not be able to help. Suddenly you saw a devotee is eating outside all the time. You can go and give feedback in a nice way. How? How we can give a feedback to a devotee is eating outside all the time? Call him home. Make some nice dishes for him. Right? Nice prasad for him. Invite him. Let's go to temple and eat in Govinda's Prabhu. What did we just do? Was the feedback more vocal or was it with our behavior? Our behavior speaks more than our words. Do it in a way that the opposite person will not even know that he is getting it, but he is getting it. Right? When you call a devotee and prepare 20 items, that I have prepared all this for you, what is the indication he is getting? Hare, why am I eating outside? What is the need for me to eat outside? When I have so much, right, that I am getting in satsang. Different ways of doing it. Different ways of doing it. You have to not point the problem, you have to deal with the problem. Okay. Any other questions? Done? Haribol? Okay. Yeah, one last. Yeah, Prabhuji. We'll take Prabhuji once. Matajis have no feedback? Yeah. Huh? No?
They give it a specific place.
They give in a specific place. Huh? Hare Krishna. Yes.
First, my experience.
Experience. Hare Krishna. Yes, bro.
The best feedback comes from the devotee whom you do not like. That is my experience.
Wow. Best feedback comes from the devotee whom you don't like.
And
Hare
then-
Krishna.
Then Krishna forces you to be a good receiver. Because then you have to elevate yourself.
Yes.
Take that
To
feedback.
take that feedback.
Positive. Otherwise, it's difficult.
Amazing.
Then you also touched a very important point, but that is not the focus today. But you discussed about anger management.
Yes.
So most of the times, anger is not fake. It just comes out.
It's a true emotion. Yes.
It's a true emotion. So when we are trying to control that anger, are we not faking? Or maybe how do we reduce the intensity of the anger? Or how we properly deal with anger? It could be the topic of discussion.
Yes.
Maybe
Yes.
not today, but
Yes.
I request you someday you can
Yes,
go
yes,
out of
Prabhu.
this situation.
Yeah. There is
Because that is a real problem being faced by the devotees. What you have told today is applicable to each and every devotee, particularly for me also. Because that is what we face. We immediately react.
immediately react.
And more often than not, that reaction is in the form of anger only. Because whatever you are born with, that changing that attitude is very difficult. If a person is angry person and is angry man, then it's very difficult to control.
Yeah.
For small things also the anger will burst out.
Yes.
So,
That's true.
so
How to handle that?
If you can,
No, we can definitely do. There is a whole session on anger management, which is done by many senior Prabhujis in ISKCON, and we consolidated it. We have a full session on anger management. We can definitely plan that someday. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Hare Krishna. I have to learn anger management from you, Prabhu. I never seen you angry.
Very true.
Very, really.
That is another side.
Mataji, no, no, no. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Somebody else. Yes, bro.
Right. Please accept my apologies.
Dandavat, no. Please accept what I was saying.
Only like what I observed, my limited experience. When
Yeah.
the devotee becomes senior,
Yeah.
he becomes a leader. He also becomes very
Very
busy.
busy. Yeah, yeah, busy.
So he will have a family, office work, preaching work. He
Correct.
will also be handling many camps.
Correct.
So to go and meet them,
Yeah.
to take feedback, getting their appointment itself becomes.
Yeah, it becomes a little difficult. Yeah.
So how to get their attitude? Even if they give time, also they'll be thinking.
No, I think Prabhuji, if the problem is severe, then you should tell that Prabhu, I really need time. Right? I mean, you know the problem, how severe it is. Sometimes the problem itself is fixed by time. But if the problem is severe, then whichever, however severe it is, doesn't matter. You directly tell Prabhu, I have to meet. Then even that person will know that, oh, this was not a general conversation, it is actually grave. Same thing when we go to doctor also, right? You make sure that you tell how severely you are going through what you are going through. So yeah, people become senior, you call, more responsibilities you call. Many things happen in life, But if the issue is important, then we should immediately address it. Yeah. Please reinstate. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Hiranyakashi Purvata Tilakantana Taraye Nito Narsimho Parato Narsimho Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimho Vadir Narsimho Hridaye Narsimho Narasimhamahim Sharanam Prapade Abhakara Kamala Bhane Madhuta Vignandalita Hiranyakashipo Anubhanga Ishabhadra Narani Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Abhakara Kamala Bhane Adbhuta Chinda Dalita Hiranyakashipo Anubhanga Ishabhadra Narani Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Narasimhade 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 Jaya Narasimhade Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol भक्त विघ्नाश नरसिंह देव भगवान की भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की श्रील गुरुदेव की निताई गौर हरि प्रेमानंदे जय विष्णुपाद परम प्रदिकाचार्य स्तोत्र डिवाइन ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय जय विष्णुपाद परम से प्रदिकाचार्य स्तोत्र डिवाइन भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस ठाकुर गोस्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय रामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय प्रेम से बोलो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय ओम श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय पुण्य क्षेत्र वृंदावन धाम की जय गंगे मैया की जय यमुने मैया की जय भक्ति देव की जय कलियुग पावन तुलसी महारानी की जय हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय ट्रांसजेंडल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय ट्रांसजेंडल प्रसादम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय निताई गौर हरि प्रेमानंद ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज all glories to assembled devotees all glories to assembled devotees all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय निताई गौर हरि प्रेमानंद महाप्रसादे गोविंदे Please go ahead. No, go ahead. Please, Hare Krishna.